Hey, T sippers. Oh my goodness. Come on in. Ouch. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Baby. I've been really out of the mix today. Not really knowing what's going on. Left. Really hadn't been paying a lot of attention. But collapse. Breaking news. What's the breaking news? But knowing enough that, hey Samantha, that's some we ain't winning the war. That's not ours in the first place. And the man who put pressure on Trump to go to war may have lost his brother. Yep. It's saying that his brother, Edie, I I do I haven't listened to it, may have lost his life in the hustle and bustle of the mess his brother created. Now, I don't know how deep involved he was, but let's listen. Y'all, please come in, hitting the like button. Oh, big strike. Big strike. Oh, wow. Trump talking about he done won. He lying. Iran revenge barrage. One missile. Hold on. One killed in missile strike. Central Israel shattered. And this is the new leader. This is Ayatollah Khomeini's son. Hey, Tony. Hey, Tony P. Here we go. Something just for... Thank you. Hey, stranger. Come on in. So, yeah, this is the replacement who Trump did not want in office. He did not want him as the replacement. They say he is worse than his daddy. Like father, like son. Plus some. Hold on, let me see. So, thank you. I really appreciate it. Shout out and love to Auntie Fee. Thank you, Tony. Y'all go over as y'all come in, whenever y'all come in, go over to his page and show him some love. Hit his subscribe button. Shout out to you. I greatly appreciate it. So, yeah, it's saying that Iran launched a fresh wave of deadly missiles and drones to Israel only hours after Mustafa Kamali as the supreme leader. So he said, I guess, welcome. What that other guy, that comedian say, hello, motherfucker. I guess I shouldn't be laughing. But I guess he said, hello, motherfucker. Yeah. And he sent a deadly. Oh, my. Oh, my. Again, for those who just coming in, word on the streets is Bibi Netanyahu, brother. I think he was 74. He got taken out by Iran. And then I got some stuff in my other ear saying Tramina is ready to surrender. You better. They're talking about $200 a barrel, and this is not even our war. I don't know what you on. I don't know if they changed your medicine or what, bro, but you need to wake up. Let's go. They hit his spot, his bunker spot. Unconfirmed post by X. Hold on, let me tell you what it says. By X. Claimed the killing of Israel Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu brother Iddo in the family home after Iran missile strike. Hey, Joe. Burned alive in a big old house. Burned alive. Lord, what a way to go. Let me cover this up a little bit, y'all. I don't need to be seeing no accident. Yeah, he say he out of here. Why his hands up? They didn't want us to see something. Oh, man. The attack came. Hold on. Let me tell you what it said. Ooh. Did y'all see where they was hitting them missiles? Where the missiles was hitting blow-up dolls? You know. Attacks came after tension continued to rise across the region following new Israeli strike on target in Lebanon. Yeah, they hit water towers and all that type of stuff. They tampering with folk water. That is not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Hey, Janet. That ain't gonna work. Air raid. Hold on. Now, who are you? Hold on. I'm trying to read it because it's not talking. What did it say? It says air raid sirens blared across Tel Aviv during the attack as the defense system moved to intercept income. Are they talking about that dome that Trump helped? Shit. They're going to stop trusting him in a minute. Yeah, I wonder who Bibi Netanyahu going to blame for his brother getting unalive. Is he going to blame himself? Because this wasn't, you know, first of all, he shouldn't have been trying to steal people's land and all. And Trump shouldn't have been trying to dodge from the Epstein files and going to war and letting him play in his ear after Lindsey Graham ran over there trying to tell Bibi Netanyahu what he need to say to Trump, you know, in order for him to buy into this war. Everybody hustling everybody. Everybody playing it. Now, Trump, I know he out of here. You done did all type of treason. Yeah, so blame Trump for your brother being unalived. Okay? Okay? Oh, Lord, look at I can't show y'all all of that. But that was a big old head of a missile, baby. Y'all see that? Look at him, a whole caravan. A whole caravan. A whole caravan just rolling down the street. What he say? Sip. Oh, I can't say that Indo stuff. Sipping on gin and juice. Look at him. Lay back. Yeah. A whole caravan. The continued missile attack have taken a heavy toll on Israeli city. I know it have. It look like Gaza, don't it? And then he don't want nobody to show real footage in Israel. She's naive. Is that what Snappy would say? What's his name? She's naive. Yeah. Hi, Myron. Peace and blessings to you as well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank you. Hey, everybody that I missed. all depot blasted. Yeah, y'all was playing too much. Y'all was getting way up in there. Israel claimed Iran is firing cluster weapons. What do you expect to maximize damage targeting civilian area? Now you want us to feel sorry when y'all was targeting Lord, what you civilian areas. Now you mad for what was done to you. I don't understand this. U.S. angry over Israel attack. How you angry over Israel attack? Y'all attacked them people first. What are we doing? And Trump, this was not our war. Little boy, you should have never got involved. Thinking you a big boy, pulling up your damn diapers and shit. What are we doing? What is the date on this? Because I know you lying. 6 hours ago. I know you lying. I know. Yeah, that's the same. Yeah, it's the same outfit. So you mad? I didn't want to listen to that whole conference, but I guess I'm going. I mean, what? You mad? I know you lying, baby. They said, "Hey, Pat Rogers, how you doing?" Yeah, I mean, y'all tried to bully. You went over there bullying. You had these people thinking, well, your son-in-law, Jared, and whoever that other guy was, had these people thinking they was in some deal with you. He said this is the second time he done made a deal with you and you reneged. So he said it's a no-go. So what you expect? Y'all didn't know that these people had been studying you and yeah. For 20 damn years. They didn't come to play. They came to stay. I just thought I'd let y'all know what was going on. Strikes. Yeah, so Israel strike the all. Y'all thought y'all had one up them. Emergency market rocks as all, yeah, $200 a barrel. Y'all just wasn't ready to fight like y'all thought y'all was. And then China came up in there. China said it's y'all's fault. Even Bibi, I'm gonna tell you what he said exactly. I don't want to lie. Can y'all read that down there? Israel, not Iran, is the real reason for the problems. And the reason why they tagged your ass, I guess, I don't know. And Auntie Free, oh, I wasn't supposed to say that. I was supposed to say that. Oh, okay. He said he feeding Iran intel, and so is Russia. And let me tell you what Russia said. I got one for him too. They didn't come to play. They came to stay. Okay, so here go Russia's little. Look at him. Look at Putin. Putin looking like he men in black. He said, yeah. Y'all got that satanic stuff playing with the devil. The devil finna get y'all ass spanked. Yeah, that's pretty much what he's saying. He said, oh, I can't get it out. President. Anyway, he said, the country's, yeah, America's president. Yeah, he talking about Trump and Bibi Netanyahu. Satanic PDFers. He called you a pedo. Even Putin. Well, yeah, Putin knew though. Putin knew. He knew because Epstein sent him pictures for blackmail. Putin and Iran, Ayatollah, knew. They both had videos. Yeah. He said, you thought you was playing, you thought you was slick and clever. I just let you run your mouth. You thought we was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That's why I'm telling them where the people are, and I'm also telling them where you are. And then I got in my other ear, he talking about trying to surrender and stuff. Oh, baby, it's finna get good. It's getting hot in here. Let's go. I can't say take off all your clothes, but you know what I mean. Let's see this. Look at him. Just blown. Look at him, knocked out, sleep, while he's supposed to be in a damn meeting, and he just don't fell all the way to sleep. Y'all see that fat neck? And they gonna wake up like he listening. Let me get fat neck, big bag. Look at him, just knocked the hell out. Sleep, ain't paying nobody. U.S. officials said Israel has alerted Washington before the attack, but the true scales of the operation went far beyond expectation. I know it did. I know it did. Y'all thought y'all was playing games with somebody who wasn't ready for you. You thought that you was going to be able to hit and run around the corner and hide your hands like y'all didn't just start a fight. Huh? Oh, them days is over. You did two. Hey, Yvette Myers Williams. Hey. Hey, Cynthia. Yeah, you thought that you was going to start some shit and hide your hands. And And soon as you ran your butt around that corner, somebody said, here you go. Whoop, there he is. Whoop, yeah. No. And you don't know what the hell is going on. Why? Because your ass was asleep in all the Pentagon, military, business meetings. You had your big ass over here knocked out and snoring, farting in your sleep and shit. They say you sleep funky. Oh my goodness, let's go. I can't with him. Acting like he paying attention. Sleep as hell. And they are here rolling out missiles while you sleep in meetings. Don't know where you and doing murals and blow up dolls and shaped as as a missile, and y'all blowing up blow up dolls. Where they do that at? U.S. Trump, you let us down all the way around the table. You just a letdown. I'm sorry to say. I am sorry to say. Look at these numbers. Airports yesterday, barrels of oil. That's what you was trying to get. You was trying to get that land. Look, at the pump. At the pump. He said, oh, okay, you thought I was gone? You thought you took me out? One of the leaders. They laughing in your face. He's saying the whole world laughing at you. Silly fool. How did you think that you was going to beat us? And you ain't prepared. That's what they're saying, y'all, whether we want to accept it or not. Whether we want to say, this is America first. This is not America first. This is Israel first. And they didn't have enough ammo to go to war. That's why they needed us. And we should have been wise enough to say, nah, dog. Nah, dog. Chill. Hey, JR. They say they tagging out ASS. They tagging out ASS. Yep, there you go. Sirens, to go another Bibi Netanyahu. Is that the one I just watched? That his brother got unalive?
This Ramadan, inshallah, humanity is running a community.
Yeah, you done got your brother killed.
In different spots.
Oh, yeah, that's the same one. I'm going to go back. Yeah, you. Bibi Netanyahu. Hey, Marie. You. Got your brother unalive. He gonna tell your mama on you. Hold on. Let me show you the blaze. Hey, thank you, Monty Truckin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Uh, yeah, he got his brother on the live playing with them folks. Let me show you that blaze before we get off into it, baby. And they say he was burned alive. Lord, I will come back and hunt him forever. The blood up. Hold on, y'all. It just, yeah. The blood of your brothers is on your hands. I'm talking to you, Bibi Netanyahu. The blood of your brother is on your hands. And since y'all don't ever take ownership, before you put it on Trump, you're going to put it on Iran. And y'all are the ones who started the war for no reason other than greed. Other than greed. Let me get there. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is the one we talked about. It hit his bunker.
As Bibi's bunker, nickname used by some commentators to describe.
Hold on.
Dramatic images and videos circulating across social media have triggered intense debate and concern about the latest developments in the confrontation between Iran and Israel. The footage appears to show a powerful projectile impacting an area in central Tel Aviv, sparking widespread fires, damaged vehicles, and emergency response operations across several nearby streets. The incident has drawn particular attention because of claims that the location may be linked to a major underground shelter, sometimes referred to online as Bibi's bunker, a nickname used by some commentators to describe facilities believed to protect senior Israeli leadership, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
So his underground bunker.
Shelter, sometimes referred to on by streets. The incident has drawn particular attention because of claims that the location may be linked to a major underground shelter, sometimes referred to online as Bibi's bunker, a nickname used by some commentators to describe facilities believed to protect senior Israeli leadership, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Authorities in Israel have confirmed that projectiles from Iran have reached parts of central Israel in recent days, including the Tel Aviv region, prompting emergency alerts and response operations.
So it hit his underground bunker where his friends and family, he done left because he knew they was coming for him. So they say he was denied. Oh, I need to double check. He was denied Germany, I think, Greece. He was denied one place. They said, "Oh, now, partner," and then he went to another. You can run, but you can't hide. You started this. You started it. So you left your people in Israel. Yeah. Oh, you didn't know it was gonna be like this. That you underestimated them. They came out blazing. You thought they wasn't gonna hit y'all so hard in the beginning. That guy last night, he said that first go round, he knew that it was a loss. It was a big old L. I said big L, little L. Big L. Big old loss. They didn't come playing. Yeah. They wanted to put a stain on your brain. Who you think you playing with? Yeah, you thought we was going to tip for tat and then just say, okay, and y'all was going to move some things around. Oh, so you believed in Trump's strong arm. You thought we were really intimidated by him. Everybody knew that he a clown. Everybody. So why did you think? Oh, you thought they had your back. Oh, okay. You thought that you had enough power to dangle carrots in front of Trump and he was going to get the job done. You didn't know he had some of the military on the U.S. streets? Oh, yeah. Oh, you thought that Iron Dome was going to really work. So you thought it was going to protect you. You thought everything was going to fall down. Oh, okay. Well, silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. You played yourself.
In Israel have confirmed that projectiles from Iran have reached parts of central Israel in recent days, including the Tel Aviv region, prompting emergency alerts and response operations. Emergency teams and rescue services have been deployed to inspect several impact locations and assist residents affected by falling debris or structural damage. Footage widely shared online shows scenes of smoke rising between buildings, damaged cars parked along city streets, and firefighters working to contain flames. Some images also show shattered glass scattered across sidewalks and fragments of building materials lying in the road. These scenes have fueled speculation that one of the city's major underground protective structures may have been directly affected during the latest wave of Iranian missile launches. The claims about the underground shelter remain difficult to independently confirm. Analysts caution that social media videos often circulate before official investigations determine the exact location or nature of the impacted sites.
Smoke coming up off the ground.
Analysts caution that social media videos often circulate before official investigations determine the exact location or nature of the impacted sites. However, the images do show a significant emergency response effort in central Tel Aviv, indicating that at least some infrastructure was affected during the latest barrage.
They had to come out because they didn't want nobody to know.
Confrontation between the two countries. Over the past several days, Iranian forces have launched multiple waves of ballistic missiles toward Israel. These
came out blazing. Like what they say, drive by. Like you just gonna drive by and push a button and let off a little bit here, a little bit there, and that was gonna be the end of it. They said shit. Since we doing drive-bys, air-by, well, let me show you what I'm working with. And baby, they've been letting it off ever since. If I missed you then, I'm not gonna miss you again. Baby, you understand? And who you gonna blame? Y'all thought y'all was popping y'all collar when y'all got Ayatollah, and that was by accident. They said that y'all was using old information and AI. Just like y'all wasn't trying to hit them kids. And Trump was in there trying to say Iran did it. And all the evidence showed that it was U.S. missiles. Just lying. It's treason time, baby. It's treason time for you. It's treason time for Trump. It's treason time. Y'all allies can't trust y'all. And the U.S. damn show can't trust Trump. Let's just keep it real. We're going to keep it real tonight. Is there a truth in the house tonight? Yeah, we want the truth.
Over the past several days, Iranian forces have launched multiple waves of ballistic missiles toward Israel. These
spinning a block on them, baby. What?
Several major Israeli cities, including
and we ain't gonna talk about spinning the block. Why is the word on the street? Oh, please don't let me forget that. That Rhianna's, hey Crystal, hey. Why they saying that the drive-by at Rhianna was sent and paid for by Jayz? What? And it may be tied to the Epstein files. What? Oh my Lord, what is going on up in here? What? I said, Lord have mercy. Please don't forget to let me talk about that. Oh, please don't. Let's go.
Residents in many neighborhoods have been directed to move quickly into underground shelters while emergency services monitor potential
That's what
impact
the word
locations.
on the
Israel
hip hop,
relies heavily on layered air defense
hip hop
systems
page.
designed to
Yep.
intercept incoming
Hey, Brian.
projectiles before they reach populated
I'm seeing
areas.
some people I ain't
One of
seen
the
in a
most
long
widely known
time.
components of this defensive
Welcome.
network is the Iron Dome
Pure
system, which has
insanity.
been used for years to intercept rockets and other aerial threats. Additional layers, including longer-range interception systems, are designed to detect and neutralize ballistic missiles traveling at higher speeds and greater distances. Despite these systems, experts acknowledge that large waves of missiles can put pressure on any defensive network. Military analysts say that when dozens of projectiles are launched within a short time period, interception systems may
Hi,
struggle
Keisha.
to neutralize every incoming object. Some
Underground
missiles or fragments
shuttle
will still
got
reach the
hit.
ground, causing localized damage or fires. Recent reports indicate that several projectiles or fragments have reached parts of central Israel, including neighborhoods in the Tel Aviv metropolitan area.
Got Bibi
Emergency
Netanyahu, brother.
responders have inspected buildings and infrastructure following these incidents to ensure there are no structural hazards or additional risks to residents. For many residents, the experience has been
sunshine,
unsettling.
hello.
Sirens sounding across major cities have become a
Hi, Gift
recurring
Horse.
feature of daily life in recent days. People living in apartment towers and
Hi,
residential
IQ, don't fail me
complexes
now.
often move quickly to protected
Here's our
shelters, many of which are
chance to
located in
change
basements
your
or reinforced
life.
rooms built to withstand heavy impacts. In Israel,
He done
underground
got
shelters
his
play a
brother
central role
killed.
in civilian protection strategies,
Oh, I'd
and
be mad at
residential
my sister or
complexes
brother.
often move quickly to protected shelters, many of which are located in basements or reinforced rooms built to withstand heavy impacts. In Israel, underground shelters play a central role in civilian protection strategies. Many residential buildings are required to include reinforced safe rooms, while larger communal shelters are designed to accommodate entire neighborhoods during periods of emergency alerts. Some of these structures are built deep underground and reinforced with thick concrete layers intended to protect occupants from falling debris and other hazards. This focus on shelter infrastructure has become even more significant during the current wave of missile launches. In several towns and cities, people have spent extended periods inside protected areas as authorities monitor incoming threats. An earlier incident in the town of Beit Shemesh highlighted the vulnerabilities that can still exist even with extensive shelter systems in place. In that case, a missile struck a structure that included a synagogue built above a shelter, causing severe damage and leaving the community shaking. Investigations into that
now he up here lying, talking about
older
his son have a condition where he can't be drafted in the. So he want his kids to run and hide like he did. You want us to compromise our loved ones, our kids, you know, in the military drafting when your son tall, that don't mean nothing. There was a Robertson. He was tall, 7 feet. He was taller than Barron, and he was in the military. Yeah, no, he needs to go. But you want to make excuses for it. Every time you turn around, you're making excuses. Yeah, your son needs to be on the front line. Sacrifice your son. Yeah.
Shelters fully meet
playing
modern safety
basketball.
standards. While most people inside the structure survived, the damage underscored how powerful modern missiles can
Shout
still
out to your
affect
grandson
buildings
playing
and
college
infrastructure
basketball
above
in Lake
underground
Charles,
protection
Louisiana.
areas. Military analysts
And
say
the
broader
game is
strategy
delayed,
behind
Lord,
Iran's
for
recent
this
missile
mess.
launches
You
appears
must be
designed
talking
to
about
apply sustained
Cadet
pressure
Bone
on
Spur.
Israel's defense systems.
Yeah.
By launching large numbers of missiles during each wave,
Who don't
the
have
goal may be to
heel
challenge
problems?
interception
Everybody
networks
flat
and
feet
increase the
and bone
likelihood that
spurs.
some projectiles reach urban areas. Some reports have also
Yeah, I'm gonna make
suggested
sure
the use
if they
of
try to
specialized
call
munitions
everybody's
designed to
son is
disperse
flat foot and
fragments
got
over
bone
wider
spurs.
zones, which can
Okay?
increase the risk of fires or structural damage,
He just
even
right.
if the main projectile is intercepted.
Hey,
If
TJ,
the claim about a major underground shelter in Tel Aviv
that's the word on the street. If they start that drafting, everybody got bone spurs and flat feet. And they can't see. Yeah, they're gonna take that eye test and I can't put one hand up. Oh, I can't. Ooh, I can't see that. Is that a K or M? Is that a E? Yeah, yeah. I mean, God forgive me. God forgive me, but I can't see that. I can't see that. Oh, can I get a look close? Oh, is that a K? Yeah. I mean, if we gonna play games, my feet are flat and I set off underground, or they don't do well. Whatever Baron James condition is. Did I say Baron James? Baron Trump. Trump condition is the same condition I got. Absolutely. We could play games too. See, that's how y'all got whooped in this war. Underestimating people, thinking people can't play your game. Yeah, even the best get I played sometime. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. The gank, the auntie gank would come up out. I'd be like, Lord, I know you done deliver me from my ways of thinking. But yeah, I get ganked right with you. Yeah, you lie, I lie. Just like that. Would. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Proves accurate.
Drunk,
Analysts
blind,
say it
and
would
no
represent
arches.
a significant development.
No
Underground
arches.
facilities associated with leadership protection are typically built with extensive reinforcement and
I'm
designed to
flat-foot,
withstand
just like
extreme
Baron
conditions.
Trump.
Any confirmed impact on such a site would likely prompt detailed investigation by Israeli authorities and defense experts. For now, however, officials have not publicly
please don't
confirmed that a
come
leadership bunker
to the
was struck.
United States.
Instead, emergency services have focused on managing fires, clearing debris, and ensuring that damaged buildings are safe for residents to return. The broader confrontation between Iran and Israel continues to evolve, with both sides monitoring developments closely.
Y'all
The
see, it
recent
look like
missile exchanges
somebody
have highlighted how rapidly the situation can escalate
parachute
and how
opened up.
closely and other hazards.
Oh, I didn't mean to do
This
that.
suggested the use of specialized munitions designed to
that
disperse
parachute
fragments over
open up?
wider zones, which can increase the risk of fires or structural damage.
Claimed
even
strikes near what? Let me see what that said. Claimed strikes near Netanyahu shelter. Oh, shocks. Tel Aviv. I know it do. I know good and damn well it did. Yeah. It shocked Tel Aviv. That means if it can get him, it can get y'all.
Which can increase the risk of fires or structural
I'm telling
damage,
my grandson
even
to
play
play
the main
blind
projectile is
and go
intercepted.
in there lit back.
The claim about a major
Blind and deaf. Be like, huh? What you say? What you say? Huh? Yeah. I refuse to let any of my sons go to war for Israel. I know that's right. That's why that man, they broke his arm. Okay, put my kids in a wig dress and makeup. What's that old saying? Blind in one eye and can't see out the other. Send ice over there. What they need? What that ice gonna do? Put some fire. What? I'm short up in a wheelchair, boss birds. My T-Simples ain't got no sense, boy, I tell you. Woo, baby. Go in there, flapping my feet hard. I mean, flat feet, got corns, bunions, and onions. Yeah, we ain't no good. I wouldn't be able to
underground
hear
shelter in
nothing.
Tel Aviv proves
I can't
accurate.
hear.
Analysts
I
say
can't
it would
see.
represent a significant
And my
development.
feet are flat.
Underground facilities
MAGA are
associated
cowards.
with leadership protection
So,
are
and they
typically
gonna want
built with
us
extensive
to
reinforcement
compromise and
and designed
sacrifice
to withstand
our
extreme
men
conditions.
and women.
Any confirmed
Young women.
impact on
Nope.
such a site would likely prompt detailed investigation by Israeli authorities and defense
That guy
experts. For now,
was a jet
however, officials have not publicly confirmed that
flyer
a
said
leadership
he ain't
bunker
never
was struck.
been hit that many
Instead,
times.
emergency services have
Folk
focused
ready to
on
go
managing fires,
court
clearing
martial.
debris, and ensuring that
My brother
damaged
said
buildings are safe for residents to
if they
return.
said
The
try
border
to do a
confrontation
draft,
between
he's
Iran
going to
and
show
Israel
up
continues to
in
evolve, with both
in a
sides
crop
monitoring developments closely. The
and some
recent
Daisy
Israel exchanges
Dukes.
have highlighted how rapidly the situation can escalate and how urban
Be
populations
like,
are increasingly
hey,
affected by
hey,
long-range missile capabilities. At the same time, the role of social
hey,
media has
for
become
real
more
though.
prominent during moments like these. Videos and photos often circulate within minutes of an incident, sometimes providing early visual evidence of what happened, but also sometimes
Oh,
spreading
I'd be mad at
unverified
him.
claims that later require clarification. For analysts and officials alike, separating confirmed information from speculation remains a critical challenge. Investigations into the latest incident in Tel Aviv are expected to continue as authorities examine debris, analyze impact patterns, and determine precisely what type of projectile may have reached the area. Until those investigations are complete, the dramatic images circulating online remain part of an unfolding story, one that reflects both the intensity of the current confrontation
They ain't playing
and
with
the
y'all.
continuing uncertainty
It's plenty
surrounding
men
some of its most
in there
widely
wearing
shared
crop tops and
claims.
Daisy Dukes
Meanwhile,
already.
officials and security
Yeah, that's true
analysts
though.
continue to monitor the situation
That
closely
is true.
as
That's true.
emergency crews assess the full
That's right,
extent
Big
of the
L.
damage across affected neighborhoods in Tel Aviv. Investigators are examining debris fragments and impact sites to determine the exact type of projectile involved and whether interception systems partially engaged before the impact. Urban residents have been advised to remain alert for warning sirens and follow shelter guidance issued by authorities. The latest developments highlight how quickly events can unfold during periods of heightened regional tensions and how modern missile capabilities combined with rapid information sharing online can shape public perception even before official findings are released.
Yeah, they got his brother, y'all. 74. Look at this fire. What that guy say? what oh, I can't remember what show it is when he said, oh, that's a fire. That's a fire. That's a fire. Look at here. This right here is a fire. Let me show y'all. This is the house that he was burned alive. Good peach session. It's about oil and avoiding those Epstein files for Trump. It's about oil and land. Yeah. Oh, I know he hot. Oh Lord, I know he hot. I'm almost sure he didn't want to be a Zionist when that fire was on him. But this is Bibi Netanyahu, brother. That fire took him out alive. Oh my God. What? Is it because he was stuck at the bottom? Hey, Mrs. Tom. Okay, well, on with that. I mean, I don't know what his belief was, but God bless. I don't know. This just ain't cool. Thank you, Mrs. Tom. Let's go.
We're going to talk about what's happening with the economy. And I know because I'm
Oh,
getting
the economy.
dozens,
I
if
don't want to
not
hear about
hundreds.
the economy right now. I thought you was talking about Gingrich won Iran war will be America's defeat. Okay, let's hear it. So he was
What are the
warned.
best markets
So they
to
knew that they was
invest
gonna
in
lose.
commercial and
So why do
multifamily
we
real
go to
estate?
war anyway?
Where are the hottest?
Oh,
Joining me now, great friend and mentor, Newt
He ain't have-
Gingrich,
we ain't
former
have a
House
choice.
Speaker, Fox News contributor. Newt, thank you. I
Thank
know it's
you,
late
good
where you are.
peeps.
Will the
Session.
Americans
Does that mean you
back
from
this? Will the
Georgia?
Americans stay
Shout
the
out to
course?
you.
You know, $3.50 gasoline. My attitude is, who cares? You're changing the arc of history. You're ending this 47-year war, et cetera, et cetera. Do we have confidence that American folks, particularly the hard-working folks in the middle class, will they back Mr. Trump?
No.
Well, I think they'll back him for a little while, but they're not going to back him forever. Look, there are three huge challenges that this administration has tackled. The first is that, and they should have frankly moved on this on day one, they have to keep the Strait of Hormuz open.
Yes.
I don't care what it costs.
They got a
If
what?
they can't keep it open, this war will in fact be an American defeat before very long, because the entire world, including the American people, will react to the price of have to keep the Strait of Hormuz open.
Yes.
I don't care what it costs. If they can't keep it open, this war will in fact be an American defeat before very
The
have
Strait
to
of-
keep the Strait of Hormuz open.
Yes.
I don't care what it costs. If they can't keep it open,
Oh.
this war will in fact be an American defeat before very long, because the entire world, including the American people, will react to the
west
price of
of
oil
you.
if the Strait stays closed very long. So I lived through this with Reagan, as you did, in the late 80s. Keeping the Strait open is the number one job, because it buys you time for the two other jobs. The second job is
They tired of Donald Trump.
that the Revolutionary Guard is tougher than we thought it was.
I hope you've been
better
okay,
connected, and have at
Crystal.
least 200,000 people who are true believers, and they have no future.
True believers.
I mean,
Right.
Trump can say unconditional.
You better be a true believer in Jesus Christ.
Better connected, and have at least 200,000 people who are true believers, and they have no future. I mean,
Right.
Trump can say unconditional.
Hey,
surrender.
Chanel.
These folks know if they lose power, that
Y'all know I have to stop and give my Mo 3 sector. Give them love. There goes Chanel, Maxwell's. Shout out to you. Y'all, when y'all see my Memphis, did I say Memphis? Mo 3 sector, please go over and hit the subscribe button. Show them some love.
they have no future. And the third challenge is, how do you arouse and organize the street, the 85 million or so people in Iran who do not want the current regime, but they're unarmed, they're unorganized, and that has to be solved. These three problems are going to decide whether this was a stroke of genius or, frankly, a step into quicksand. And I think that the president has to focus very hard on solving these three issues.
Well, it sounds like they're going to have, they may have been late to the starting gate, but on the Hormuz issue, it sounds like they're working very hard. And I just have to believe, Newt, if CENTCOM's going to, I mean, yes, we have reinsurance guarantees. That's easy. CENTCOM, the great U.S. Navy, once they go to work, isn't that going to reopen? I mean, isn't it the big, I think this has got to be the end of the Iranian, monopoly over the Persian Gulf and oil and the global price. I mean, there's so much oil supplies. We're in the United States.
Y'all, please hit the like button. Like, share, subscribe. Get you a membership. Get you a membership. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Get your membership
on the Middle East for oil supplies. But anyway, it just sounds like once we get to work on it, it's going to be. We'll take care of that too.
Well, we have
Thank you, Ms. Khan.
Remember, these folks aren't stupid.
Who?
They watched
Hooked on
us in the 80s.
stupid.
Reagan destroyed about half of the Iranian.
Too.
Well, we have the potential to take care of it. Remember, these folks aren't stupid. They watched us in the 80s. Reagan destroyed about half of the Iranian Navy in 2 days when they took us on and when his administration. What they've done, though, is they have dug into cliffs, much like somebody compared it to Iwo Jima. They have a lot of
They were ready
cruise missiles
for
and other
war.
things that are, or rather drones and other things that are hidden away. And they have tried to create a porcupine effect. We're getting absolute control of the straits. There's going to be a fight. My point would be that should have been part of day one, because if we can get the strait open, then the world will calm down, the price of oil will collapse, and everything will be fine. But if we can't open the strait, then I think we're in a very short
How you
time
get
leash in terms of
less
trying
than
to get this
15
thing
items
solved.
and it's almost $200?
Well, the president is asking, as I understand it, for 4 or 5 weeks. He's saying perhaps we can do it sooner. He's asking for 4 or 5 weeks. On
He
Hormuz,
asked the
I agree with
design
you. I
it.
talked about
He
it
asked
Friday.
it who?
They sooner. He's asking for 4 or 5 weeks. For 4 or 5 weeks. He's saying.
Leash in terms of trying to get this thing solved.
Well, the president is asking, as I understand it, for 4 or 5 weeks. He's saying perhaps we can do it sooner. He's asking for 4 or 5 weeks. On Hormuz, I agree.
Is he saying the Zionists? Is he asking the devil for
For 4 or
about
5 weeks. He's saying perhaps we can do it sooner.
Then I think we're in a very short time leash in terms of trying to get this thing solved.
Trump is
Well, the
delusional?
president is asking, as I understand it, for 4 or 5 weeks.
Oh, he
He's
says,
saying
I
perhaps we can
understand.
do it sooner.
He is
He's asking for 4 or
delusional.
5 weeks.
And
On
he
Hormuz,
gonna
I
keep
agree with you.
playing
I
in their
talked about it
face and they gonna
Friday.
strike
They
in
let
the
that one get
US.
away, but now they're on. There's 4. I think I just have to believe, Newt, in my heart of hearts, the Americans will be a lot more patient and supportive of the president. This is such a no. Does anybody like Iran? Is there a constituency here for terrorism and killers and all the rest of it that's gone with Iran's terrorism down through the years? They've even tried to assassinate the president. I mean, that's my hope, that folks just. They want this to succeed, and they're going to give the president a chance to do it.
No, it's sad to say, I don't want it to succeed. He needs a defeat.
Believe he did the right thing. But remember, you've lived through this. This is a country that lived through Vietnam, that lived through Iraq, that lived through Afghanistan. So the tendency to assume victory is not very deep right now.
Yeah.
The president has a chance. He's got a very smart.
Oh, yeah, it's been planned.
Chair of the Joint Chiefs, and I think that they have an opportunity.
It's
here.
been planned.
But we also should recognize this is a big country.
Well, it's
It's got 90.
oh, you
million
talking about
people.
Iran? Oh yeah, they was waiting for him to pull a stunt. They were waiting. He reneged twice on, and they were waiting.
They've had a regime there since 1979, which has dug itself in, and defeating it is not necessarily an overnight experience.
Yes.
So I think the president probably has 2 or 3 weeks.
He trying to
Every
negotiate.
day he can.
Y'all, do y'all
open-
understand that Tremita is trying to negotiate all deals with our? How you trying to negotiate all and you got a whole war? Yeah, you ready to surrender? That's
Strait
that.
of Hormuz. Every day that oil tankers go through that strait safely, he buys another week in
Yes.
terms of getting things done.
Yes.
And that's why I think the actual critical path for this whole fight is to get the strait open, have lots of ships coming through safely, have the price of oil collapse, and all of a sudden people will relax and say, we are going to win this thing. But that I think is
Yes.
the question which has to be answered.
Well, listen, I raised it last.
These people are lying. You know, Fox 4, CNN, all these people are lying. They're lying. So he's saying, let's listen to what he was trying to say. I was trying not to go there. Do I want to hear him last? Cause this lady over here on Fox Business Americans are pleased the regime of terror is over. It is not over. Was this before Bibi Netanyahu brother got unalive? Why y'all lying? So y'all done got word for every one of y'all to say the same thing. I don't want to hear him. Oh my. I can't listen to his lies, y'all. I just cannot. I can't. I don't want to hear the lies that he's reading. I just don't. He didn't know they had 51 ships. Oh my God.
It could all go on as long as he thinks it needs to. And good evening. We begin tonight with President Trump in a news conference just moments ago laying out a new timeline for the war in Iran. The president calling the military objectives pretty well complete, saying the war could end within days, but also suggesting it could all go on as long as he thinks it needs to. The battlefield, though, still raging, both sides hitting new targets with global consequences. Take a look at this. And good evening. We begin tonight with President Trump in a news conference just moments ago laying out a new timeline for the war in Iran. The president calling the military objectives pretty well complete, saying the war could end within days, but also suggesting it could all go on as long as he thinks it needs to. The battlefield, though, still raging, both sides hitting new targets with global consequences. Take a look at this. Israel striking an oil depot in Tehran, creating a wall of fire. In another video, gas flames burning up and down an entire boulevard.
Any indication of what hell, just hell. Look at the devil right up in here. Y'all see that devil? Oh Lord, oh Lord. Y'all see that devil right up in here? Look, right here, there go one of them reptilians. Y'all don't see that? Yeah, you know when they be saying find how many animal faces? Look at them eyes, that nose, them lips. And then over here go another one. This one look like it got some eyelashes. What we doing? What type of what is this Trump in? Look at this one, y'all. Am I tripping? Look at that one. Look at this. Look at that one. Look at them horns. Y'all better stop playing. Y'all don't see it. Please tell me y'all see this. Do y'all not see this? Y'all must not be able to hear me. Can y'all hear me? There go a face. There go one right there. Look like she got a lip piercing right there with some eyelashes. I see horns. And there go some horns right here. And here go another face. If this is any indication, did his brother, yep. Bibi Netanyahu brother, yep. If this is any indication of what hell is gonna be like, I know I ain't going. I know I ain't. Hey, Be Rich. Oh, y'all been talking down here. I didn't know that y'all was saying. You said, yes, I see the face. Sure do. There goes some horns right here. Right there. The devil's trying, forget God trying, the devil's trying to tell you something. Now I can't unsee it. Yeah, the devil trying to tell you something. You belong to him. Yeah, he at home. That look like that. Let me stop. I know I can't. Oh Lord, I know this is hot as hell. And on top of hell, there is a next level. There is a lake of fire. Oh yeah, no. Y'all better choose the Lord today.
A wall of fire. In another video, gas
you better
flames
choose the
burning
Lord
up and
today.
down the entire boulevard. The Iranians firing back, hitting a Bahrain refinery and
oh
smoke
my God, I would be coughing and choking.
All of this sending
You
gas
saw
prices
eyebrows.
skyrocketing. Look at this. The cost of a gallon of gas up nearly 50 cents.
I saw eyelashes.
Just the last week.
Some of them number 20s.
Topping $5 a gallon.
Y'all didn't see them 20 eyelashes.
To here at home, and we want to start with Richard Engel from Tel Aviv tonight. still raging. Both sides hitting new
I
targets
saw
with global
number 20. I'm gonna go
consequences.
back. I
Take a
just
look
need
at
to see
this.
the.
Israel strike. Take a look at this. Israel strike.
Ooh,
Take a look
look.
at this. Israel
Ooh,
strike. Take a look at this. Israel.
look at that one down here. Oh, it don't look right on here. But yeah, look at that old man over here. Oh my goodness. I'm glad I don't see none that look like me.
Striking an oil depot in Tehran.
Oh my goodness.
Creating.
Oh my goodness. I see eyelashes. Right. Did you said you saw eyebrows? I don't see no eyebrows, but I dang sure see some.
A wall
I saw
of
some
fire. In another video,
big
gas
old
flames
lips.
burning up and down an entire boulevard. The Iranians firing back, hitting a Bahrain refinery, and smoke pouring into the sky. All of
Yeah, I
this sending
can't
gas
listen to him
prices
do all that
skyrocketing. Look at this. The cost of a gallon of gas up nearly 50 cents in just the last
I
week.
see a person
in California,
holding
the average topping
onto
$5 a
bars,
gallon.
burglar bars.
We've got this covered from the Middle East
Burglar
to here at home,
bars.
and we want to start with Richard Engel from Tel Aviv tonight.
After more U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran,
Ooh, look at
including
all
on
them
oil
spirits.
depots in Tehran, and new strikes on Iran's military, weapons, government, and leaders, President Trump says he believes the war could be over soon, telling CBS,
You better end
I think
it.
the war is very complete, pretty much. They have no Navy, no communications, no Air Force, adding the U.S. is very far ahead.
Why they need a Navy and they whooping ass in the air? This ain't even no ground. They, baby, you done lost your mind. They spanking tail, blowing up all. They don't need no water. With what they doing in the air, and y'all sitting up there hitting inflated, looking like fighter jets, and they done blew it up with an air pump, and that's what y'all targeting. Man, you better go on. You better go on.
Of its initial 4 to 5 week timeline.
We took a little excursion because we felt we had to do that to get rid of some evil. And
Excursion?
it's going to be a short-term excursion.
It comes a day after
Yeah,
Iran
you the
announced its
most
new
evil.
supreme leader, Ayatollah Moshtaba Khamenei.
That's why you want to surrender, because you don't want to rumble with his son. Because they have made it clear this is not about winning with you. No. They don't care nothing about winning. Yeah. They want revenge. They want to teach you a whole lesson. Not a piece of one. A whole lesson. You gonna learn today. That's what he's saying. Mohaba, whatever your name is. Kamali. Whatever your name is. Yeah. They say you worse than your daddy. And Trump's like, God damn. I ain't gonna be able to manipulate young blood. God damn. Yeah, no.
Ayatollah Moshtaba Khamenei, son of the 86-year-old Ayatollah the U.S. and Israel assassinated. The new Ayatollah has fewer religious.
They're gonna him and his daddy.
The new Ayatollah has fewer 6-year-old
I got my daddy
US
back.
Israel.
He said, I got my daddy back. You play with him, but you will not play with me. That's what he's saying. I got my daddy back. And I ain't gonna play with you. You little orange pumpkin man. And he said, I don't care what you want.
The U.S. and Israel assassinated. The new Ayatollah has fewer religious credentials than his father and is also considered a hardliner. In a call with NBC News, President Trump says Moshtaba's selection was a big mistake.
They should put a president.
Son of the 86-year-old Ayatollah the U.S. and Israel assassinated. The new Ayatollah has fewer religious credentials than his father and is also...
What that mean?
Excursion because we felt we had to do that to get rid of some evil. And I think you'll see it's going to be a short-term
You didn't get rid of
excursion.
the evil.
It comes a day after Iran
What's
announced
that
its new
mean?
supreme leader, Ayatollah Moshtaba Khamenei, son of the 86-year-old Ayatollah the U.S. and Israel assassinated. The new Ayatollah has fewer religious credentials than his father and is also considered a hardliner. In a call with NBC News, President Trump says Moshtaba's selection
He should have
was a
left them
big
people
mistake.
alone.
They should put a president in or the head of the
Defeat,
country
like,
that's going to be able to do something peacefully for a change. They've
a
been
defeat
doing this
elite.
for 47 years.
I gotta watch
killing
you.
people for 47 years.
While
Trump
there are
is
no
a
signs
sick,
in
he
Iran
sure
of the
is.
popular uprising, President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu called
Defeat
for
elites.
outside the country.
Did you hit the like button
Iranian
coming
women's
in?
soccer team
Please
caught
do.
the world's attention for refusing to sing the Iranian national anthem at a match in Australia.
Wait, what?
Uprising, President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu called for. Outside the country, the Iranian women's soccer team caught the world's attention for refusing to sing the Iranian national anthem at a match in Australia. Iranian state TV branded them traitors. As they were set to return home, people on the team bus were seen flashing the sign for help. Crowds chanted, "Save our girls," around the vehicle. Tonight, 5 members of the team who'd fled their hotel have been granted asylum in Australia. And while President Trump is predicting a quick victory, Iran is continuing to launch attacks at Israel and Gulf nations. This video showing Saudi air defenses destroying Iranian drones.
I feel awful
In
for them,
Kuwait,
especially the
another
children.
drone hitting a
Yeah, but
high-rise.
who would?
And with huge consequences for world markets, both Iran
But who would tell
and
them
Israel
to
are
be
now targeting. Video
Yeah.
showing Saudi air defenses
Oh,
destroying
man.
Iranian drones. In Kuwait, another drone hitting a high-rise. And with huge consequences for world markets, both Iran and Israel are now targeting oil. Israeli forces destroying those oil depots in Tehran, saying they were used by Iran's military.
Oh, wow.
For world markets, both Iran and Israel are now targeting oil. Israeli forces destroying those oil depots in Tehran, saying they were used by Iran's military. A U.S. official tells NBC News the United States was unhappy with the strikes because it legitimized making oil a target. Iran attacking refineries in Bahrain as well. Arab officials telling NBC News Iran's strategy is to drive up oil prices to create pressure for a ceasefire.
Richard joins us now live, and Richard, the president seeming to suggest the war will be short.
He don't even lie in
also
peace.
defending the reasons he went into it.
He said that there was going to be an imminent attack. I've seen no analysis or intelligence to suggest that. Iran was in the midst
please
of
hit the like button
negotiations with the U.S. when the U.S. and Israel started this war, and was at its weakest point in decades. Tom?
Richard Engel leading us off. Those comments from President Trump saying the war with Iran is almost over. It sent the stock market soaring today after days of steep drops.
Has 5 soccer
But the
players that
uncertainty
trying to
over oil
get
has sent gas prices
the
even
rest of
higher.
the team to stay.
Yeah,
when they been
the president tonight promising relief at the pump.
Well, we're looking to keep the oil prices down. We went
file.
artificially up because of this
They're gonna
excursion.
help
I knew
Paula.
oil prices would go up if I did this.
It's
and
raining all.
They've gone up probably less than I thought they'd go up.
This as the war with Iran sends prices skyrocketing at gas stations thousands of miles away.
The price of gas is ridiculous, and
This as the war with Iran sends prices skyrocketing at gas stations thousands of miles away.
the price of gas is ridiculous, and
Dismantle the
filling
government.
up a truck like
Absolutely.
this, it's just been taking a toll on me.
The national average for a gallon of regular soaring about 50 cents in just the past week. A surge not seen since Russia invaded Ukraine 4 years ago, when the national average hit an all-time high above $5 a gallon.
Oh, I don't like it. Not at all.
Gas prices already topping $4 in several states and $5.20 in California.
Spring and summer is when you have the highest gas prices out of the year anyway. So when you have a geopolitical conflict coinciding with the fact that it's a busy time of year for drivers, you're going to see higher gas prices.
And it's because crude oil prices have spiked from $67 a barrel before the U.S. and Israel struck Iran to $119 earlier today,
it's going up
though
to
they
200.
later dipped to 85. Crude, the main ingredient for gas, jet fuel, and diesel, meaning more expensive plane tickets and higher costs for anything that moves by truck. That's more than 70% of goods in the U.S., including food.
All you speeders, You need to slow that down. Go to speed limit. All that extra speeding gonna eat up more gas, not more, more. Yeah, all you fast ass drivers, slow down. Go the speed limit. Leave a little early, cause it's gonna eat up gas. I'm trying to help you. Go the speed limit. Yeah. We gotta start thinking differently.
Clothing and furniture. The critical Strait of Hormuz, a thoroughfare for 20% of the world's oil, effectively closed to shipping. And Qatar now warning oil could hit $150 a barrel. Energy analysts say this war is already the biggest oil supply disruption in history.
All right, and with that, Christine joins us now live in studio. Christine, let's go back to the Strait of Hormuz, which you had in your report there. Any progress in trying to get tankers through?
So ship passages through the strait are down 95% since the war began, and the president has said the U.S. Navy will escort ships if necessary, but he did not give a timeline for when that could begin, Tom.
All right, no progress just yet.
And get that girl.
And we have new reports.
Get that girl back her mama. Dead or alive, give her back her mama. Nothing good. What is that Whoopi Goldberg Hicks? Until you do right by her. Until you do right by her. Let me put your face up here, clown. Until you do right by that girl mama, all your tricks and trades is going to fall apart. It's going to crumble. More Epstein files are going to come out. And oh, baby. Oh, yeah. Baby girl had already filed a lawsuit against you. I think she's been paid and it's already an admission of guilt. Katie Johnson. Yeah, she's coming out. Until you do right by Savannah. No, I'm sorry, Savannah. I'm finna put us first. Until you do right by us. Until you do right by Savannah Guthrie and her mama, all because of the Epstein files, everything that you touch is going to crumble. It's going to rain on your head. Yeah. Get that girl back her mama. That's all I'm going to say on that. Give Savannah Guthrie back her mother. The day them Epstein files was released in less than 24 hours, that video, that interview went viral. And you had felt like she had did you wrong, and why you didn't want her talking about them Epstein files. You didn't want her to pin you to the cross with it. And it went viral less than 24 hours after them Epstein files, and then her mama came up missing. Get her back her mama. You should not have done what you did. Yeah. To the minors first and the men and female after. You sick in the head. Give her back her mama.
Tonight, the deadly attack at a school in Iran on the first day of the war. Weapons experts say new video appears to show a Tomahawk missile striking near the school. Here's Molly Hunter.
Oh.
Tonight, this new video geolocated at...
Oh, wow. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. If somebody did that to you and yours, you would not be happy.
Tonight, this new video geolocated and verified by NBC News shows what experts say is a U.S. Tomahawk missile over the skies of Manab, Iran, adding evidence, the experts say, that an American missile likely hit the Shajre Taibeh Elementary School during the first hours of U.S.-Israeli operations on February 28th. NBC News shows what experts say is a U.S. Tomahawk missile over the skies of Manab, Iran, adding evidence, the experts say, that an American missile likely hit the Shajre Taibeh Elementary School during the first hours of U.S.-Israeli operations on February 28th. Iranian officials say the airstrikes, which also hit a neighboring Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps compound, once home to a military base, killed more than 170 people, mostly children.
The Tomahawk, which is one of the most powerful weapons around, is used by, is sold and used by other countries. That's being investigated right now.
Weapons expert
Just
Jeffrey Lewis
lying.
says this new video is clear.
Oh, I think the munition that is visible in that video is clearly a Tomahawk. It's long, cylindrical, it has a set of wings, and really no other country in this conflict has a munition that looks like that.
NBC News spoke with 4 other weapons experts who agree the video, which was published on Iranian state media, shows a U.S. Tomahawk. The U.S. military has publicly said Tomahawks were launched in the first hours of the war, even releasing this video. Over the weekend, a reporter asked President Trump if the U.S. was responsible.
No, in my opinion, based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran.
Today, NBC
And then they
News spoke on the
questioned
phone
him
with the father
and
who
asked
said
that
his
Pete,
8-year-old
and Pete
daughter
said,
Zahra was
oh,
killed
yeah,
in the
no.
strikes. There is no crime greater than this, he said, that so many children, boys and girls, innocent little ones, were torn apart. Molly Hunter, NBC News.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
Let's move. What time is it? Oh, hold on. Let me see. 4 minutes. I don't want to. Thank you. Retired general breaks down Iran war strategy after week 1. But you CNN, so you be lying. Hold on. Let me see what he's on about.
For the router, I don't pay anything.
Thank you, Miss Tom.
The installation was super easy. I didn't have to go pick up anything on my.
The president made several
Y'all, please
claims,
help me
some
reach my
familiar,
goal.
reiterating why
Please
he
get a
says the United
membership.
States went to war, outlining what might be called a preemptive doctrine. The president made several claims, some familiar, reiterating why he says the United States went to war, outlining what might be called a preemptive doctrine. The president saying at one point, as he has said before, quote, they would attack us. They had attacked their neighbors.
But they
that's
didn't.
why he wanted to enter the conflict first, in his view. He made other claims that were unsubstantiated, pressed by reporters, for example, on his allegation of Iranian-friendly fire, and many other assertions. We have special guests standing by. We've been watching this with you. So I want to bring them in, former diplomat and longtime journalist Rick Stengel. And on the economic side, where we have seen the gas and oil prices really change the dynamic to start the week, our CNBC colleague and economics expert, Steve Leisman. Welcome to both of you. Rick, what stood out to you in this, the president's really longest remarks about Iran since he started this war?
Thanks, Harry. What stood out to me is I think he got spooked by the oil prices going over 120 today.
Oh, he got spooked.
The stock market going down. He felt he had to come and try to explain what was going on, but he still can't explain exactly why he's doing what he did. He didn't call it a war. He called it an excursion. This time he basically used every possible rationale to explain it. Eliminate their nuclear threat. Eliminate the ballistic missiles. Help Israel. Help the flow of oil. The question is, what is the actual purpose? What is the actual outcome he desires? And, you know, when you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. So he can declare victory at any time. And I think that was the message that he was saying today to try to calm the markets, to say, you know what, this ends when I say it ends. I can declare victory and we can go home and everybody can go back to normal. But again, as I've said before, Ari, this is an incredibly dangerous thing. Just because he says it's very complete, whatever that means, doesn't mean that it is. And there's lots of consequences.
Y'all need to start telling him he lying. Stop lying.
Steve, there's a lot of questions we have for you tonight, including our viewers and fellow citizens concerned about gas prices and planning their already tight budgets. But first, I want to get you on the most newsworthy part of this, which is, what did you hear in the president's view, or we could call it a theory, to be charitable, on the economics of this war in the days ahead? He made some kind of broad statements about why things economically will ultimately be okay.
Well, if I could take a step back, Ari, I think the question here is one that was just raised, which is this something the president can turn off? I generally agree with the idea that the president looked at the situation in the markets, looked at the situation with oil prices, and decided to take a step back. Certainly his rhetoric about this ending very soon is different from his rhetoric in his tweets on Saturday, where he talked about a continued extensive bombing campaign against Iran. What the key to the situation is here economically is one journalist tried to get at it. There wasn't a follow-up, unfortunately, which is the opening of the Straits of Hormuz. 20% of the world's oil goes through there, and the extent to which there is a continued economic impact from what's happening, it will be key as to the ability of the U.S. government or allies to keep open the Straits of Hormuz. They are closed now, as far as we understand. And what's unclear is if the president stops now, can the U.S. open? Can the U.S. keep them open and resume the flow of oil? That will be the key. Right now, a massive increase in the price of oil, an increase in the price of gasoline. That could be temporary if the straits reopen, but it could be long-lasting if they remain closed and dangerous for quite a while.
Yes, Ari. What he said was false. The idea that Iran was an imminent threat to the United States is absurd. They don't have missiles that could reach the United States. They were not 2 weeks away from a nuclear weapon. People estimate they were years away, 5 years, even 10 years away. Remember, Trump said 8 months ago he had obliterated the nuclear threat in Iran. The idea that they could reconstitute a threat in a few months after spending decades trying to build a nuclear weapon is crazy. And so that is just a false premise. It's a false premise for going to war. They were not an imminent threat. In fact, my argument is that we invaded them precisely because it was not an imminent threat, because they were weak, their economy was damaged, their nuclear threat was diminished. That's why we hit them. So so much of what he said is absolutely false, and Americans should realize that. He took us to war on a false premise. And now I don't even remember what your second long question was, Ari.
Well, that's on me. But the second question was whether you can assess his foreign policy claim that he will choose the preemptive war and it will work. That again, it's early days, but that his actions, including militarily eliminating part of the Iranian leadership, now replaced by another hardliner, and the other actions to constrain this country will work to the U.S.'s and perhaps allies' benefit in the region.
Well, the truth is it may be effective for eliminating whatever Iran's threat was in the Middle East. I don't know about you, but I don't want to live in a world where superpowers can preemptively invade another power because they think that that power is threatening them in some way. This gives a permission structure for Russia in Ukraine. This gives a permission structure for China in Taiwan. It's a much darker world, a world of this kind of hyperpower world where people can control their interests where they live. So I don't think that's a good thing, and I think it sets a terrible precedent.
Yeah, I think you're reminding everyone how this works. Great power politics. If you're the biggest guy on the block, so to speak, in the short term they can be very appealing. In the long term, the 20th century is littered with the great cost of that. And world wars started by powers that thought, well, we'll control this country and this region and this land. And it didn't work out well if you lived in those countries, let alone to say nothing everywhere else. I'm simplifying, Steve, because we don't have time to do 20th century history for the whole hour. So I hope people can handle the summary.
I'll do it,
I want to show... Go ahead.
I'll do it real fast, Ari, which is we have no track record of going into a country and creating a stable democracy. I spent 6 years in Russia, watched that failed program. We watched Iraq, we watched Afghanistan, and the results are less than overwhelming. The president talked about having this formula from Venezuela. I'm not quite sure what that is, but this is not, and fundamentally, Ari, I know this is not your question, but fundamentally different from the Liberation Day tariff, something the president has the power to turn on and turn off. Turning off war and turning off, and the results of this, the way you smash something and the pieces fly everywhere, there is no telling how this works out, and we have very little, not a very good track record in forming countries in the wake of these types of military actions.
What y'all think?
These glasses automatically turn into sunglasses in bright daylight. All glasses have this tiny flaw, but we fixed it.
What
You see,
y'all
the
think?
lenses
Hold on.
inside prescription glasses all have fixed diopter.
Y'all help me reach my goal. Hold on. Hold on.
We're looking to keep the oil prices down. We went artificially up
Oh my
because of
God.
this excursion into a very positive thing. I mean, this was an excursion that a lot of people wouldn't have done. I knew oil prices would go up if I did this, and they've gone up probably less than I thought they'd go up. But I don't think anybody thought we were going to be this quickly successful.
President Trump speaking moments ago tonight in his first extended remarks on the Iran war, a press conference where, as you just heard, he discussed the surging prices today that have rattled his administration. We are joined by James Carville, a legendary political strategist, advisor to
I love
presidents,
him.
Democratic heavyweight, knows his way
He talk
around the arc of
plenty.
history and how unpredictable it
SHO0TING.
is. Your reaction to the press
Hi,
conference
Inez.
and the president's claims about oil prices?
I think Israel is pleased.
We know we took out an
They
86-year-old
have gotten
leader
all the
who was a
bullshit started.
hardliner and was replaced
Yeah,
by
but
his
see,
son, who
the
was
difference
56
is
year old
they
and a
was not
hardliner.
expecting to get hit. What's going on in Israel was supposed to be what was going on in Iran, and it's not. Now Trump lying. Fox News, CNN, they lying. They are absolutely losing, and he's ready to somewhat surrender. And him and Bibi Netanyahu kind of had little words about that, but that was before his brother got killed. He want us to use our good if we still have some left, but Israel and China, now, please leave them folk alone. Lord, please. I hate I even said it, but anyway, he want the U.S. to use their best artillery, like right now, missiles and stuff. And we done blew a lot of our missiles on bogus targets, where China gave them the inflated, what do they call them? What is it called? Booby traps. Booby. Yeah, to make them focus on that fake blow up stuff. And we wasted missiles on that crap. That was, in case we didn't know that was China's idea. China and Russia is giving them intel to fool the U.S. Trump lying. He don't want folk to know right before midterms that he done made a slew of mistakes, and them Epstein files are steady coming out. And Bundy done got subpoenaed, and now she don't know what to fucking do. Okay, let's go.
First of all,
Democratic heavyweight, knows his way around the arc of history and how unpredictable
He is
it
a heavyweight.
Your reaction to the press conference and the president's claims about oil prices?
Well, first of all, we know we took out an 86-year-old leader who was a hardliner and was replaced by his son, who was 56-year-old and a hardliner. So that didn't work.
A harder
We know
liner.
that Putin talked to Trump on the phone for 1 hour today. We know that after the conversation, Trump threw in the white flag.
Yep.
All right. We know these things actually happen.
He wants to surrender. I told y'all. Loser. Can everybody say loser? Like bad boys. Loser. Yeah. He ready to throw in the white towel. Absolutely. He feel ashamed.
6-year-old and a hardliner. So that didn't work. We know that Putin talked to Trump on the phone for 1 hour today. He was 56-year-old and a hardliner. So that didn't work. We know that Putin talked to Trump on the phone for 1 hour today. We know that after
the conversation Trump threw in the white flag. All right, we know these things actually happen. Now, the fact checkers are going to have to dig through to see if it's 55 or 58 different lies that he said. And that I had to stop counting, and I'm not even a fact checker. All right, it would just they were cascading; they were going so fast. And one other thing I say, all right, the political ramification, immediate, is J.D. Vance is a winner and Marco Rubio is a loser. Because J.D. Vance and Tucker Carlson are more of the isolationist wing of the Republican Party. Rubio and them are more interventionists. The isolationist won this fight. And its ramifications are going to go out beyond just this afternoon.
And that is also because you read this as them looking for a way to wrap up?
I look at it, can we just get it out? Putin, again, we know what happened. We know he talked to Putin for an hour on the phone, and we know he said this thing is wrapping up, that it is them. And we know we've replaced a bad guy with a bad guy. We know all of that. And he can tell as many lies he wants. He can stand up there as long as he wants to. And we know that there were some strong isolationist tendencies in today's Republican Party. And my guess is that they were helped by this debacle we have. But we'll see.
The intersection of American foreign policy and politics is thin to the point of a combined blur. We could talk about Vietnam.
Did y'all listen with that with y'all good ear?
We could talk about Obama coming out.
And we know that there were some strong isolationist tendencies in today's Republican Party, and my guess is that they were helped by this debacle we have, but we'll see.
The intersection of American foreign policy and politics is thin to the point of a combined blur. We could talk about Vietnam, we could talk about Iraq, we could talk about Obama coming out post-Iraq. Everyone's lived through that, and I'm curious whether your political read.
And we know he didn't want to see Obama.
Maybe started to learn in the last couple days that which he didn't remember or care about from history, because he seems more alert. Everyone's lived through that, and I'm curious whether your political read is that Donald Trump maybe started to learn in the last couple days that which he didn't remember or care about from history, because he seems more alert, James, to the high prices and the pushback.
Burning, tingling, numb, aging.
Oh yeah, he better be alert. He better come out wherever you are.
Well, I guess what I'd say is this was
coming out post-Iraq. Everyone's lived through that, and I'm curious whether your political read is that Donald Trump maybe started to learn in the last couple days.
Yvette.
That which he didn't remember or care about
for the
from
girl
history,
power. Thank you.
Alert, James,
for
to the
both
high
of them.
prices and the pushback.
Well, I guess what I'd say is this was a domestic event. I mean, when somebody goes and pays 50 cents a gallon more than they did before, that's not an illusion. All right, that's really not. That's like real money. And as your previous guest said, which was a very intelligent point, the $120 stuff has already been bought. That you're going to see that at the gas pump, and they're going to have to take this cheap off, assume that it stays cheap, which I have no idea. You have to ask an economist. I don't think they know any more than you and I know. So that's going to be there, and we know that this put a terrible strain on people's pocketbook when they couldn't afford it, and this was a domestic event.
Yeah,
it wasn't just a foreign policy event.
You can't feed your house.
Yeah. I know that you keep an eye on everything. You didn't just stop doing political communication when the direct mail stopped or the physical newspapers. It's an interesting thing about you, and it may be the one thing you and the president have in common, because you both jump on the podcast and TikTok. I say that by introduction to the fact that people are using whatever methods they have, including TikTok, to say what they think about this Iran war that Trump started out of nowhere. Take a look.
The White House said a draft is on the table. America can also not really win this war because Americans don't want to fight this war.
They're showing you the missile strikes and the destroyed warships. What they're not showing you is the 15 million people in Tehran that are breathing in poison.
The Republicans said Trump gets to do whatever he wants.
$1 billion a day almost is being spent to rain death and destruction onto random civilians in the Middle East with my tax dollars.
My tax dollars.
Where does this
That is bull
Win this
crap.
war because Americans don't want to.
Trump started out of nowhere? Take a look.
Thank you for
The
renewing
White
your
House said a
membership.
draft is on the table. America can also not really win this war because Americans don't want to fight this war.
They're showing you the missile strikes and the destroyed warships. What they're not showing you is the 15 million people in Tehran that are breathing in poison.
The Republicans said Trump gets to do whatever he wants.
$1 billion a day almost is being spent to rain death and destruction onto random civilians in the Middle East with my tax dollars.
Where does the speed of today's communication, including online, fit in with a war that has remained unpopular every day of its first 10 days?
Yeah, well, everything he does is unpopular because he's the most unpopular president in history at this person. Once you become unpopular, everything you do goes good. But what's really impressive is watching the clips of these young, I don't know, what do you call them, influencers or whatever you want to call them. They're pretty intelligent. They're pretty aware of what's happening to them, and they're pretty aware
What do you
of
mean,
what's happening to
Spartan
their future, and
virus?
they're pretty aware of what's happening to the country's future. So you can't stop this technology from being influential, being a part of it. And it doesn't matter if you're 28 or 81, it's still the way you got to communicate in this day and age.
Does it matter that Congress was sidelined through this?
Well, it's going to matter that Congress started. I mean, I'm reading stories that
She
even
from
right
my
here, New Orleans airport's up 3 hour
South
wait.
sector.
And this is going to go out
Yvette.
longer and longer and longer and longer. I do not know how it's going to end. But I heard Senator Mark Warner talk about it last night, and they wanted some reforms in ICE. Who doesn't want reforms in ICE? And some reforms in the Border Patrol, and they're going to have to do that if they want to push forward on this. And I think the Democrats can push forward on it, but they're not just going to do it with the same old shooting people in the street. No, they're not going to accept that.
Present action.
We have Hakeem Jeffries' sound. I want to play just a clip of course, Democratic leader talking about this because with everything else going on, some Americans are aware that we have this DHS clash. Others are just out busy living their lives. This is dragging on with the Democrats saying, as you just referenced, there's got to be some change. Take a look.
Got to be some change. Immediate.
What we need is a change in
but
policy,
he
not simply a
APEC
change
too,
in
though,
personnel.
so.
Now, Kristi Noem was a disgrace. He was totally
he pro-Israel,
unqualified.
so I don't know what he
She's a pathological
doing.
liar. She called American citizens domestic terrorists without any justification whatsoever. But we need dramatic, bold, meaningful, and transformational changes.
He
to
said,
get
I've heard
ICE
him
under
say
control.
it's Israel first. So let us not be fooled.
Your view of that, and whatever the reasons, as the dust settles, is it important that a big cabinet member was ousted? That the protests that started in Minnesota and picked up steam now have this change in personnel, even though there's much left to be done in the view of the Democrats?
Didn't you join? I mean, what are you saying,
Kristi
Humper?
Noem is forgotten, which is not going to be very long from now. People are going to remember that they invaded an American city. They shot American citizens. And that's going to stick with people
was it
way long
Mo
after
3?
her
I don't know.
on
I'm
the
sorry if I misspoke.
737 for the Department of Homeland Security. So
You've been a
Debbie,
part of
I think that
Auntie
team's doing
Fee
good
for a
job.
while.
I think he framed it up pretty good. And hey, dude, I got news for you. Hang in there for some more months because come January, you're going to be one powerful dude. I promise you that.
You think he's going to be Speaker, Jeffries?
Oh, I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any doubt, and I think it's going to be. It's not even going to be close. No, I don't see anything in particularly after this debacle today. This war was never popular, and the surrender is going to be less popular.
Thank you, Janet.
Very clearly, you see under 200K there. That's his first 30 months in office. If you look at what he came out of, meaning how was Biden doing, what was the economy doing going into this administration, 1.4 million net jobs created. There are many reasons, many factors, but what is this?
So when them people come over here bringing up Biden,
Well,
let
first
him
of
know
all,
he
you would call it a
Trump
jobs
could.
number. I think I would call
He
it
in
a
the
no
red,
jobs
baby.
number. But okay, we can
Sleepy
avoid the
Biden
nomenclature here.
still
In August
was
of
on the
2024,
ups.
the Economist said that the U.S.
Was
economy
still
was the
doing
envy
better
of the
than him.
world. Jamie Dimon said it was the strongest economy he had ever seen. It's turning into
It sure won't
a
make him popular.
catastrophe, and they keep
Pulling out
revising the
won't be
jobs numbers
unpopular.
down. And
The heck he talking about?
to tell you the truth, the American people have caught on. His economic numbers are just awful. But we are definitely going in the wrong direction. And this excursion, or whatever you want to call it, I'd call it catastrophe in Iran is not going to help at all. And people know that.
Bombshell
I think it's
catastrophe.
just going to continue to get worse. I really do.
I agree. He better pull out. He better wave the white flag.
And this comes while the Trump administration, they talk real loud even whether they're doing something or not. Sometimes they just hype whatever. And you check back 6 months and like other things that went away. There was a lot of talk about them cutting jobs under Musk in the first few months. Now even the Trump administration, we have a headline on this, is doing some rehiring. You almost feel like the headlines are more important to them than the reality. What does it tell you that here in year two, it's the 1 year anniversary of the height of the Doge cuts, and they're ramping up hiring?
Well, they lost the governor's race in Virginia by 15 points. I think people told them exactly what they thought about this. It was massively unpopular. There's an expression, some people say you can't unring a bell. I like to say you can't unscramble an egg. Okay, that's the wrong bell. That's a scrambled egg they're trying to deal with. And the only people they were hiring were these ICE agents, and they were putting them out there with no training, no vetting, no anything, with a predictable result. So they're going to try to do something they can to unscramble this egg, but they're not going to be able to do it. I promise you. It's really, when you think about it, it's really remarkable.
All of this over the Epstein files.
The U.S. economy has lost. Well, they had no momentum now it's in reverse. But but people didn't like higher prices. I can understand that. They didn't like certain elements about the economy. But it was significantly better when he took office than it is today. And everybody knows that, and everybody understands that. And more importantly, directionally, it's going the wrong way. The momentum's all against us.
30 seconds. The Democrats' midterm message should be
admit defeat. Not going to happen.
That's an Italian word that means enough.
Enough.
You don't need to go. Basta. It's not a bad word. Don't let the censors at MS Now get mad at me. But I mean, literally, just enough. The whole thing is just.
It's enough.
And I think the more
never should have happened.
You try to talk about it, the deeper you're going to get into weeds. It's enough. And this is really going to be a message about election about sending him a message. I don't have any doubt about that. And they're going to say, oh boy, they're going to send him a message.
They're going to send him a message. They're going to send that ass a message. Can you hear me now? Do you believe me now? Hold on. Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? Yeah, that's what I read. Okay, silly rabbit. And then men and women lose their life because he played this game that he never should have played. Never should have played. You say, oh, okay, you want to rumble?
Not achieved any of the goals. Donald Trump is panicking and he appears ready to surrender to Iran. Donald Trump called up CBS an hour or so ago.
I need y'all to hit the like button.
To Weijia Jiang over there, and Trump said, I think the Iran war is pretty much complete. He says, pretty complete. They have no navy, no communications. They've got no air force. He says the United States is very far ahead of its initial 4 to 5 week estimated time frame. When asked about Iran's new supreme leader,
they can't even keep their story straight.
Khomeini, who Trump is openly criticizing,
it's getting hot in here.
I have no message for him, none whatsoever.
I don't have on no clothes.
Donald Trump said that he had someone in mind to replace Khomeini, not Mojtaba, but he said that
Motaba
he's
is in
not going to
there.
discuss it now.
Mustafa,
As
he
for
in
the
there, boo
Strait
boo.
of Hormuz, Donald Trump said things are great, ships are moving through it, but he's thinking about maybe taking it over
As
himself.
if they
And
was
then
gonna
Trump
let
warned
him.
Iran that they've shot everything they
As
have to
if they was
shoot,
just gonna
and they
let
better
him
not. Things are
choose.
great, ships are moving through it, but he's thinking about maybe taking it over himself. And then Trump warned Iran that they've shot everything they have to shoot, and they better not try anything cute, or it's going to be the end of that country. Now, obviously, Donald Trump called Weijia Jiang over at CBS to try to manipulate the markets, which were crashing. Predictably, he manipulated the markets. The S&P erased its losses. We saw the markets rise on Donald Trump saying that essentially the United States is surrendering to Iran, as the U.S. has not achieved any of the goals that the Trump regime stated, which is get rid of the regime. In fact, we put in someone even more extreme than the original Ayatollah Khomeini. We put in his son Mojtaba, who's more extreme. We did not eliminate, their ballistic missile threat. We did not eliminate their ability to enrich uranium. But when Donald Trump surrenders, when he taps out, some people have called it top.
Hey, y'all, I need for y'all to hit the like button. I'm an hour and 44 minutes in. Been bringing the tea. I appreciate the support, but I need to get in the algorithm. Everybody who did not double tap your screen or hit the 3 dots coming in, can you please do it for me now? And then I can resume. Come on, y'all. The sooner we can hit the like button. I got another live set at 9 with Candace. 9:30, I mean. I think I did 9:30. I can go ahead and end it. If you take your like back, go ahead and leave. Leave with your like. Leave with your like.
The markets actually performed better, so here he's doing that, and the markets reacted. The S&P erased all of its losses. Oil prices started declining, right? The oil prices were reaching $115 per barrel, and they declined like 30%, which is what Donald Trump wanted. As Julia Luff says, Weijia, you're an amazing reporter, but we all understand that Trump called her. He called you this afternoon so that he could report this vague but promising comment in the afternoon so that the markets would rally and erase the day's drops. Like, you realize that, right? Now, one of the things that we learned as well is that before Donald Trump announced that, I guess he's essentially declaring the war to be a victory and that everything is great, Donald Trump spoke with Putin today. And Donald Trump, in this phone call with Putin, heard from Putin where Putin shared his proposal how to end the war quickly.
You better end it.
How Putin
you better
thinks
end it.
that this war should be brought to an end. The Kremlin, notably, Putin, released the first readout of the call, which Trump, no one from Trump's regime disputes. And so Putin was very quick to say, Donald called me, and I'm going to be working with Donald to figure out a solution now to end the war in Iran. Just want you to think about how utterly dangerous that is, especially when you account for the fact of how well Russia has done in this war, right? These surging prices of oil created a windfall for Russia, especially as the United States dropped a lot of critical sanctions against Russia,
reach out to
allowing it to sell oil. And by the way, after that phone call with Putin, We learned that the Trump regime is considering removing much more sanctions, allowing Russia to sell more oil potentially to other places. Just again, is Trump's regime disputes. And so Putin was very quick to say,
Putin pulled his whole card.
And I'm going to be working with Donald to figure out a solution now to end the war.
In hood terms,
I just want you to think about how utterly dangerous that is.
Putin pulled that whole card.
The fact of how well Russia has done in this war, right? The surging prices of oil created a windfall for Russia, especially as the United States dropped a lot of critical sanctions against Russia, allowing it to sell oil.
I don't know how else to make y'all understand all that jibber jabber
juju. The Trump regime is considering removing much more sanctions, allowing Russia to sell more oil potentially to other places. Just again, process.
Now I hope Putin say, "I'm gonna help you get out of this shit right here, but I'm gonna need for you to take ownership of what you did to them kids." And I'm gonna need for you to give your life back to Christ, if ever he had it before. Yeah, because you playing with the devil. And the devil gonna leave you in worse shit than you is right now. And then you're gonna burn. You know you orange, you're gonna be red and then black before it's over. And yeah, so it's time for you to give your life to Christ. Because I ain't digging. Now, I gave up some girls, you know, to Epstein, but I don't think I gave over no minors. I don't think I was doing no pedo stuff. I don't like that. And if I did before, I don't like it now.
Phone call with Putin, we learned that the Trump regime is considering removing much more sanctions, allowing Russia to sell more oil potentially to
now,
other
you know
places.
that pickle?
Just again,
are you still eating
all
pickles?
Of this together because it all needs to be taken in context with each other. Now, John Hudson writes, so which is it? This is, quote, just the beginning of the U.S. war in Iran, which is what Hegseth, Donald Trump's Secretary of Defense, told 60 Minutes on Friday, or the war in Iran is very much complete, we're pretty much done, as Trump told Ouija from CBS today. Just so you can see
how embarrassing it was for him to realize that they wasted good missiles,
on the Iran war.
$50,000.
Let's play it. What was the Iranian Navy
on
is
decoys.
Largely no more. There'll be more boats to be sunk, for sure. So their ability to project any power in that area in a naval sense is diminishing and will be increasingly diminished. Again, what I want your viewers to understand is this is only just the beginning.
Here's another clip of Hegseth from that same interview. Let's play this clip right here.
But I would also remind your audience it's early. It's 6 days into this campaign, 6 days. So we're going to have a lot more options over time on critical waterways like that to ensure that we can safeguard them and make sure safe passage.
Also, it should be noted that France's President Macron stated earlier
that's Candace
that he
people.
expects
That's who
the war to last a few more weeks. You know, Iran has a say in when this is going to end, and when you've heard from the Iranian foreign ministers and the Iranian
y'all hit the like button.
National Security Council advisors and leaders, they say they don't plan on stopping their actions in the region anytime soon in response to Donald Trump and Israel attacking Iran. I mean, we're learning this morning, for example, according to CBS News, and 2 U.S. officials with knowledge on the matter, the U.S. lost 2 additional MQ-9 Reaper drones during operations against Iran, bringing the total losses of MQ-9s during the conflict with Iran to 11. And these are massively expensive drones, the MQ-9s. And we've lost 11 of them so far.
And some of them to decoys.
Officials are growing concerned about the escalating war with Iran and suggested possible exit ramps. This is per the Washington Post. Details include exit ramps are being discussed amid concerns over the region and the global economy. Talk of an endgame is early, and the decision, Israel says, is with Trump. Trump has wavered among several conceptions of the outcome. I'm not sure.
And they took out
our interest to fight until the regime is toppled, said an Israeli
I'm looking
official.
at you crazy.
We posted this on the Midas Touch account, this photo of Donald Trump with what he said to CBS. I think the Iran war is pretty much complete. He's in front of the mission accomplished banner right there. And one of the things that Trump has also said, and I mentioned it before, complete. He's in front of the mission accomplished
everything
banner
about this administration has to be built on a lie? Never do they tell the truth. Never. You lie to get in and you're going to lie on your way out. That's just horrible to me. It's just no truth in you. None. Mission. Was your mission to lose? And they said it's hundreds, like 650 of our men and women have lost their life. And they stuck on 7. Just lie. Will lie in your face. You lie, you lie, you lie. Yeah, I can't with you. I can't do nothing but give you eyes. Yeah, because you're a liar.
There. And one of the things that Trump has also said,
it's the Democrats' fault. Yes.
He's now considering taking over the Strait of Hormuz himself,
going to make
whatever that's supposed to mean.
Oh, yeah.
The Department of Defense,
saying it's the Democrats' fault.
Posted the following:
Biden numbers are better than you, so you can't say it's Biden.
Trump said our mission is largely
you can't compete with Obama.
Alex Ward reports the following:
You just
Trump
lie.
has
You're
told
failure.
aides he would back the killing of the new Iranian supreme leader Mojtaba Khomeini if he proves unwilling to cede to U.S. demands, such as ending Iran's nuclear development. Current and former U.S. officials
like
said
you get to
the White House
demand
declined
something.
to comment, but Trump on
They know
Monday
you
told the
are a
New York Post
wuss now.
he
They
is
don't
not
they don't
happy that
spank your
Khomeini was
ass.
selected to lead Iran. He called Khomeini unacceptable. I'm not going through this to end up with another Khomeini, Trump told Time magazine last week. Israel would likely execute an operation aimed at taking out Khomeini, who was named as the supreme leader on Sunday. A current and former U.S. official said, noting that Israel is taking the lead on targeting Iranian leaders right there. So you've got that. Then Donald Trump, moments ago, gave a speech at the Republican retreat at his resort in Doral. As the Republicans, of course, all go there while we're in this war, while Congress refuses to work or do its Article 1 duties. They're hanging out with Donald Trump and using their money to pay for hotels at Trump's resort at the Doral in Miami. And then Donald Trump
having
said
a whole
the following
party
on Iran. He called the war an excursion. This
on
is just a short-term excursion. You can see how weak his language is here.
It's better, stronger, and our country is doing really well. I mean, at a level that nobody thought. We took a little excursion because we felt we had to do that to get rid of some evil. And I think you'll see it's going to be a short-term excursion. How good is our military, right?
Your excursion from them Epstein files.
How good? Short term. Short term. Thank you. They're great.
Then Donald Trump lies and says that if we didn't do this in Iran in a week, they would have deployed nuclear weapons all over the Middle East.
When
had we not done
Sasha Riley spanked that ass, he didn't like that. He was screaming.
One where we said, "Nope, it's time to go in. We have to go in."
None of my sons will ever
Number one, if we didn't go in, they would have come in after us because I see the Democrats trying to justify
you
it,
missed
and
it, child. We done went through every excuse that we gonna give. Flat feet,
But I see where they're
heel
going,
spurs,
they're always saying, no, there's no
the
reason.
sun
I'll give you the
wearing
best reason of all. Within a week,
tube
they
tops
were
and
gonna
Daisy
attack us
Dukes.
100%.
We done came
They
up
were
with
ready. They
every
had
type
all
of
these
reason.
missiles, far
Blind
more
in
than
one
anyone
eye,
thought.
can't see out the other.
And they were going to attack us. But they were going to attack all of the Middle East and Israel. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they would have used it on Israel. And this was going to be a major attack. And they had all of those missile sites and all those launchers that we got rid of, about 80% of them right now, by the way. Got rid of.
He starts making noises.
Does your internet bill
making
higher?
noises?
That's because
like Bubba in front of him
full.
noises. What type of noises?
Play the clip.
It's the easiest thing we have. I can't. It's the easiest thing we have.
There go that Bubba sound. Bill, Bubba Pickle not in front of you talking about, what?
The clip.
It's the easiest thing we have. I can't. It's the easiest thing we have.
He then says that Chuck
Is he moaning and groaning like, I mean, did he take a headshot on the head or what? What?
It's the easiest thing we have. I can't. It's the easiest thing we have.
He then says that Chuck Schumer is a registered Palestinian. And then Donald Trump says that the Iranian people are quite nasty.
Too close for
Iranians
comfort.
In general, as a general matter,
I heard that Netanyahu was hiding out in Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, I
Yep.
don't think you are helping your cause, Donald,
and his brother got unalived today.
His
brother got unalived while he hiding. He got rejected from a couple of places. They was like, nah, they wouldn't allow his airspace. But we knew that before this war. It was like maybe 5 places that they said that they would not share or allow him in the airspace. And he got turned away. And today, his brother got unalived. Iddo. Yeah, whatever, however he said. Yeah, he got unalived in one of Bibi Netanyahu's underground bunkers. Yep.
kind of coalitions in Iran when you say they're quite nasty. Here, play this clip.
And I've watched them. I watched Schumer, who's horrible. What a horrible politician. He is now a Palestinian officially. He is registered as a Palestinian. He's taken the biggest turn of any human being I've ever seen. He's gone from totally pro-Israel to totally pro-Palestinian.
Y'all see who he repping?
People that are quite
He repping.
nasty.
Hey, Purple
Donald Trump
Groovy.
then says we have to crush healthcare in this speech. Let's play it.
Inherited that one of the first targets must be the crushing healthcare. We have to crush and take over the healthcare situation, which we can do. For the first time, we can do it.
And then even though we know who's
He's so full of crap. Hey, none of your business.
the new Ayatollah Mojtaba,
It's ridiculous.
Donald Trump says nobody knows who's
We
running it
want
right now, which is false. We know
Barron
who's
in the
running it right
military.
now. And we've
None of
heard
our
from
kids
Foreign
need to
Minister.
go until his
We've
go
heard from,
first.
Their national security advisor.
Blow them toes and feet off. I don't care what they
their
do.
top people, pretty much. But here's what he says.
Their terrorist leaders are gone. We're counting down the minutes until they will be gone. Think of it. We had leaders, and they're gone.
I can't.
Then we have new leaders, and they're gone. And now nobody has any
And
idea
now
who the
you
people
got
are that are going to be the head of the country.
Ayatollah Khomeini's
and will not
son.
relent until the enemy is totally
Hey,
and
Poward.
decisively defeated.
Then we have MAGA Mike Johnson says this is the golden age. Listen for yourself.
When we were here just last year, we were talking about being on the edge, on the verge of the dawn of a new golden era in America. And my friends, that is exactly what we are in the middle of now, the new golden era, new golden age.
They like hearing themselves talk.
More from MAGA Mike.
I am
says that Donald
convinced.
Trump never sleeps.
We're in the new
I'll share this with you right
golden
here.
era.
He is the most active president, the most energized president, the most successful president.
If Barron
I
got
believe, in
heel
my
spurs,
lifetime, and he's proven it over
Scooter
and
got
over and
heel
over. And part of
spurs.
it is because he doesn't sleep, thankfully.
If
He's got so much
his
to do.
feet are flat,
And I know
Scooter,
that
if
because
he
I
can't
get
see
calls
in
from
one
him
eye,
at 2 a.m. and 7 a.m.,
Scooter
sometimes
can't
in the
see
same
in one
day.
eye. He gonna go in there
He
blind
doesn't require a lot of sleep,
with a
thankfully.
patch over his eye.
He is the man for the moment.
And just so you can hear from what the foreign policy advisor to the Office of Supreme Leader, Kamal Karazi, here's what Kamal Karazi says about, is there any desire to reach any negotiated resolution with the United States? What happens
I ain't gonna
next?
play with him.
Just listen for yourself what he says. Here, play this clip.
Fail every
Iran has
test.
a new supreme leader. What does that mean for your military effort and the confrontation with the United States and in Israel?
That means the system is quite functioning.
So the United States says it's drastically degraded the Iranian military. leader, what does that mean for your military effort and the confrontation with the United States?
Desire to reach any negotiated resolution with the United States. What happens next? I mean, just listen for yourself what he says. Here, play this clip.
Iran has a new supreme leader. What does that mean for your military effort and the confrontation with the United States?
They're going to spank Trump's ass.
That means the system is quite functioning.
So the United States says it's drastically degraded the Iranian military, the capabilities as far as missiles is concerned, drones is concerned. How much longer can you do this?
That is one of the false narratives.
False narrative.
That the United States government is producing. Iranian military is quite strong, as you see, because
now, sir, with the gray beard and stuff, oh, cute little grandpapa. Yeah, okay. You ain't never lying. Y'all ain't weak at all. I must say, Trump, Israel, and Trump, Tel Aviv, whoever, they were not prepared. Can you please, whatever you're going to do, can you please make sure that, you know, you don't hit the sovereign people that don't have nothing to do with what the greedy bunch did. I do believe you, sir, and I do believe you and your military did not come to play. I just thought I would let you know that, sir. Hit who started it. Don't hit the innocent people. Please, sir. Thank you. That's my declaration.
The United States government is producing. Iranian military is quite strong, as you see.
We see.
Because they have the motivation, they have the arms that they need, which are produced in Iran. As a matter of fact, we are not.
Oh, so Iran had the military equipment that they need. Oh, Lord. So the military equipment that they need, who they done bomb, has it. Oh, Lord. I just fainted on the cool.
They have the arms that they need, which are produced in Iran. As a matter of fact, we are not dependent on any other country for weapons and arms.
So you're...
Did y'all hear that?
Because they have the motivation, they have the arms that they need, which are produced in Iran. As a matter of fact, we are not dependent on any other country for weapons and arms.
So your side is ready for a long war if the United States and Israel choose that. Do you consider this an existential threat to the Islamic Republic?
It is an existential threat to the Islamic Republic, and therefore we have to stay with full might, as we are doing now.
Is your side seeking, or will you seek a ceasefire
Sergeant
with the United States at this point in time, and with Israel?
Salute.
I don't see any room for diplomacy anymore, because Donald Trump has been deceiving others and not keeping with his promises. And we experienced it in 2 times.
Yeah, see, this is why they not playing with us, y'all. He has deceived twice. And this is why they not trying to hear none. You lay down your little old weapons. Because we got the big ones. We got what you need. We got what you need. Oh, they over there. We got what you need. Yeah, they're produced by Iran, whatever. Yeah, and Trump has lied more than once. So they're not trying to hear nothing. I can dig it. I dig it.
Deceiving others and not keeping with his promises. And we experience it anymore because Donald Trump had been deceiving others and not keeping with his promises.
Look at his eyes.
And we experienced it in 2 times of negotiations, that while we were engaged in negotiation, they struck us.
How?
Wow. Are y'all looking at? Please hit the like button. Hey, Purple Groovy Baron is 6'9". And unless when did they do the maximum limit? Because before it was a military guy, Robertson, I think, that was tall. I'm gonna look it up. So they don't move the base on bearing height. Bibi Netanyahu brother. Hold on. Burned up. Oh, did I take it down? Oh, flat foot. I took it down. I'll pull it back up.
Does all of this end?
IDDO is his name.
There's no room for negotiation. President Trump says he wants complete surrender. What does that?
You hear me? His name is IDDO. Iddo. I don't know how he really pronounced it. But don't come in here asking questions and you ain't hit the like button. My like button didn't go up. Captain Courageous Part 1. Did you hit the like button? My like button didn't come up. And I done gave you answers. Have you supported my platform? Did you help me reach my goal? This 30 minutes, this half hour? No. You caught me slipping, but you won't catch me again. Okay. Okay. Hold on. What did I just see? Let's go.
Me too.
There's no room unless the 2 times of negotiations that while we were not see any room for diplomacy anymore because Donald Trump had been deceiving others and not keeping with his promises. And we experienced
his word and his
2
bond.
times of negotiations that while we were engaged in negotiation, they struck us.
Thank you, JJ.
How
Hey.
does all of this end then? If you say right now there's no room for negotiation, President Trump says he wants complete surrender. What does that lead to?
There's no room unless the economic pressure would be built up.
Pew,
to the
pew.
extent
When
that
do I need to say pew,
other
pew?
countries would intervene to guarantee this termination of aggression of Americans and Israelis against Iran.
And here's what Mark
Bibi Netanyahu brother name is IDDO.
That there's, as Jimmy Rushton explains, there's no mention of removing the regime, no mention of destroying the Iranian nuclear program, no mention of destroying Iran's ability to project power via proxy forces. And,
This
you know,
is
the
probably
regime's
not the
war
first
aims just
go-round
constantly
with the
change.
United
You listen
States
to it for
coming
yourself.
in.
Here, play this clip.
The goals of this mission are clear, and it's important to continue to remind the American people of why it is that the greatest military in the history of the world is engaged in this operation. It is to destroy the ability of this regime to launch missiles, both by destroying their missiles and their launchers, destroy the factories that make these missiles, and destroy their navy.
That's the current update we have now. We'll keep you posted every step of the way. As always, hit subscribe.
What else I got before I have to go? Yeah, I got another live set before the election. Yeah, Trump got. Okay, I'm gonna end on what is this? Netanyahu admits. Oh yeah. On Trump got in trouble with the Supreme Court. Iran deadly move. Iran leader just issued the Lincoln order. I don't know you. Oh dang! I want to hear him. Y'all killing me. Let me see some. My likes ain't where they need to be. Hold on. What time is that live set for? I know I did it for 9:30. Hold on. I kind of want to hear. Oh boy. I kind of want to hear him. Let's go about this greater evil.
Now, Professor Jiang
Shout out to
Shi Quinn
George.
is, of course, asleep now. But earlier, I interviewed him on your behalf. And I started by asking this Nostradamus, who has become a viral historian, totally viral. Proactive history is now sweeping the world. And this Professor Jiang agreed to come on the mother of all talk shows. I'm very glad to say. And
Did
so
y'all
did
hit the
you
like button
when
coming
you
in?
heard this interview. I asked him for his thoughts on what was happening right now in the Middle East. This is what he had to say.
Yeah, so right now, the United States and Iran are at war with each other. And what I expect to happen is that the United States will launch a ground invasion at some point.
Oh
In
man,
fact, there
not
are
a ground
rumors
evasion.
that the 82nd Airborne
Who would
Division
he say? Hold on.
Interview. I asked him for his thoughts on what was happening right now in the Middle East. This is what he had to say.
Yeah, so right now, the United States and Iran are at war with each other. And what I expect to happen is that the United States will launch a ground invasion at some point. In fact, there are rumors that the 82nd Airborne Division has been deployed. They've canceled their training and they have received their deployment orders. Those are just rumors. I'm not confirmed, but there's a lot of chatter, and we're going to expect a ground invasion at some point. I predict that this ground invasion will fail, which will lead to the collapse of the American empire. Basically, the United States will retreat from the Middle East, and CENTCOM, Central Command, the collapse of the American empire. Basically,
American
the
empire
United States will retreat, fail, which will lead to the collapse of the American empire. Basically, the United States will retreat from the Middle East, and CENTCOM, Central Command, will be absorbed into Israel. And so what will happen is then that Israel will achieve
Iran do have
Israel
underground
project.
ammunition. I
The
showed it
Israelis
yesterday.
believe that the Middle East
I
was
showed it
promised
yesterday, and it's
to their
been
ancestor
untouched.
Abraham by Yahweh, their God. When you
But
look
they
at a map
supposed
of
to.
the Greater
They
Israel
didn't have
Project,
that
it
nuclear
extends
thing. They
from the
had
Nile, the
missiles.
Euphrates. It encompasses Lebanon, Syria, parts of Turkey, parts of Saudi Arabia, and parts of Egypt. Meaning that regardless of how this war in Iran progresses, Israel
But
will
what he's saying that they have ammunition, yes, they did have missiles underground. So do we? Don't we? Don't they have missiles? Why would they not have them? That's what I mean, come on. But they don't have that weapon of mass destruction. Remember, because you blew that up in June. Ain't that what you said? Red man, orange man? Isn't that not what you said in June when you pushed that button that time? You said that there was weapons of mass destruction and you liberated it, right? Ain't that right? So, yeah, you took care of it. So why you lying? Why you lying? They supposed to have weapons. They just out weaponized you. Yeah, because you was sitting around threatening, trying to muscle people. You thought you was America gangster or some damn body. Yeah. That's what you thought. You thought people was scared of you while they was laughing at you. And then your homegirl, Lindsey Graham, went over there and told them how to stroke you the right way. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to take my earpiece off. Yeah, because it sounds like to me you need a treatment. Yeah, you need to hear the truth. Yeah. They went over there and rubbed you the right way. He told him everything. I mean, I've been knowing Don for a while now, and I know what he liked to hear, baby. All you have to say in his big old orange ear, not the one that the bullet, because you know that's supposed to be still healing from when he was hit in the ear. But he will take some in the ear though. Ooh, yeah, So let me tell you what you need to say to Johnny. Get up close and personal on him. You the best, baby. You the best I've ever had. You know, talk to him. Lie to him in his ear. His good ear. Yeah. And tell him, ooh, what I would do to a man that would go to war for me. Yeah, that's what his friend, Lindsay, what she was in his ear. telling Bibi Netanyahu, all you have to do is say some sweet nothings in his ear. Tell him you like a big, strong diaper man who will go to war, who will fight for me, baby. Ooh, wee. Yeah, Lindsey Graham went over to Israel and telling Bibi Netanyahu the sweet nothings you need to do to stroke his ego, to make him feel like he's a big man, like he a big boy. Yeah, baby. You know, say some sweet nothing in his ear. Lie to him. Yeah. Like he lied to us. Yeah, get on over there and lie to him. And tell him, ooh, what I will do for you. Give him a little Eartha Kitt. Yeah, do a little in his ear. Yeah, that turns him on. Like, yeah. Ooh, yeah. His girl, Lindsay, over there, need to be put on treason charges as well. Yeah. That's why you be losing. That's why you don't want nobody. Yeah, your reptilian coming out. Look at that eye over there. Look at that eye. Where's my finger? Why y'all can't see my finger? Y'all see that eye over there? That eye is turning reptilia. Where the blue eyes at? Uh-huh. Yeah, that eye caught me. What is your eyelid doing? You almost came up out your reptilian disguise today, didn't you? Now that I'm looking at them eyes, oh God, let me change. yeah, but I'm just want you to know that you got tricked out your position. Yeah, what the guys say when they trick them girls out their coochie, you got tricked up out your diaper, fool. And Lindsey Graham took her little, don't want nobody to know what closet she coming out of. Boo, but you in them Epstein files too. Oh my God. What a Sasha Riley done put all y'all asses on blast. They definitely don't want that to come out. But it's coming. Oh, it's coming. Yeah. Y'all can leave now if y'all want to. The truth hurts y'all ears, don't it? Yeah. Sasha Riley done put all y'all in them Epstein files. Whether you want to believe it or not. And his daddy, Bill Riley, was exposed by, Virginia Giuffre. That girl didn't unalive herself. Yeah, she didn't unalive herself. They took their asses to where she was and took her out her misery. Just like the limousine driver's little goddaughter, play daughter, Dusty. Yeah, she got taken out just like Virginia Giuffre. Ain't nobody falling for the bananas in the tailpipe. Y'all days are number. Oh, baby, and you so fucking bold. You went and hunted that limousine driver down. Hunted him down. You know, had him be your chauffeur and reminded him that he was your first boy. What type of fracking bull crap? This man is grown man, been married and got a kid. And he here on the phone with you and Jeffrey that you violently raped Dusty, realizing by her name, yeah, that it was his play daughter. What type of shit? And then you remind him that I done had you too. What type of shit is that? Oh yeah, your days are numbered. Yeah, he want to apologize to everybody that he didn't take your ass out that day in that limousine. Yeah, when you had to start waving your 42, 44, your gold-plated gun. Oh, he got you down packed, baby. So it's just a matter of time. And Ted Lou, no. Ted Lou done talk to him. That's why some of them Epstein files coming out. Oh, I made a mistake. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, you better be glad I can't beatbox. Or that, but whatever Dougie Fresh be doing. Spit boxing. You better be glad I can't do it. Yeah, because I spit box on you. Yeah, your days are numbered. You full of shit. You got everybody entangled in your bull. diaper shit. Yeah. Let's go.
Parts of Saudi Arabia and parts of Egypt.
I heard
Meaning
Auntie
that regardless
get
of how
Trump.
this war in Iran
I heard
progresses,
Auntie get Trump and his
Israel
administration.
will continue to be aggressive.
He
In
just
fact, the former prime
ooh
minister of
sick.
Israel,
He oohs funky. He likes all he eat is McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's, and they done already told them Zionist folk already told us that they feeding dead our people, feeding their people back to them after they done sacrificed them, unalive them, and then they have a contract with these fast food burger joints, and they done gave them dead bodies after they done drained the juice. Feed, so that's why his farts smell like shit. Cause he up there eating human meat at McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's. Yeah. Somebody, y'all bold enough to sit up there and tell the people now. Why now? Why all of a sudden are y'all telling us now all of the shit that y'all have done? Oh, because it's in the Epstein files. Yeah, so y'all might as well go ahead and tell us now since the shit is coming out. All them sacrifices. Yeah, all the kids on the milk carton back in the days. All the missing kids that was at the post office pinned up on walls. Y'all over there having auctions. That was the way people would know what the kid height and weight and everything is so that y'all can bid on them. What type of organized crime bullshit is that? And we so innocent, not having no idea. Wayfair having the kids' names on cabinets. Y'all got code words and trickery. That's what the devil do. He's a deceiver. Everything about you and your administration is demonic. It's deception. Every bit of it. It's a lie. Yeah. So you wasn't prepared. You was too busy running from them Epstein files. And one thing is for sure. We know that you ate Bubba's pickle. And we know that Putin have some of your evidence. So who can dangle that carrot? Right now, it's Putin. Because now you realize that you done been suckered into a war that you can't win. And Israel can't help you because you helping them. Imagine that. Imagine that. They got bubblegum ass missiles. Outdated ass missiles. And they done went in there and got something I saw spinning around up in the air. A fighter jet just spinning around, going upside down, round and around, letting them off. And then those missiles seemed like looked like they chased the U.S. bomber down. Chased it down, and it didn't matter how they try to shake it off. The U.S. bombers was kind of trying to shake their ass off, and they was right up there on them, and then shot something out of that missile, and then it went up. Y'all outnumbered and y'all out missiled. I just thought I'd let y'all know that. Looking like a Brian. Brian done took me out my little old speech. Looking like a dang fool. Yeah, let's go.
Kelly Bennett has said that Turkey will be the new Iran, meaning that after this war against Iran is over, then Turkey will be the threat. Turkey
will be the threat.
That Israel will continue to be aggressive. parts of Saudi Arabia, and parts of Egypt.
So in their mind, this ain't even their war. This is the U.S. against Iran war. You see how Israel done played his ass? Now this is not the Israel-U.S. backup war. Yay! Shout out to your grandson. Way to go. Yeah. Now it is the U.S. and Iran war. And after the U.S. lose this one, they going on to other countries that they're going to try to take over. And I guess the U.S. is supposed, all wounded and bruised up, unalive, is supposed to help them with Turkey too. Man,
will achieve the Greater Israel Project. The Israelis believe states will retreat from the Middle East, and CENTCOM, Central Command, will be absorbed into Israel. And so what will happen is then that Israel will achieve the Greater Israel Project. The Israelis believe that the Middle East was promised to their ancestor Abraham by Yahweh, their God.
They can't believe that. Because they're not, oh man, where did I put that? They're not Jews. What is it? They Polish, Palestinians. I don't know how they say it, but they Polish. They buffers. They're not authentic. They're thieves. And
Israel Project.
If y'all would,
it extends from the Nile to Euphrates. It encompasses Lebanon. That the Middle East was promised to their ancestor Abraham by Yahweh, their God. If you look at a map of the Greater Israel Project, it extends from the Nile to Euphrates.
They don't believe in God. So how do they think that they're entitled when they're not believers in God, in Jesus Christ? How are they entitled if they don't believe in God? What sense does that make?
Project. The Israelis believe that the Middle East was promised to their ancestor Abraham by Yahweh, their God. If you look at a map of the Greater Israel Project, it extends from the Nile to Euphrates. It encompasses Lebanon, Syria, parts of Turkey, parts of Saudi Arabia, and parts of Egypt. Meaning that regardless of how this war in Iran progresses, Israel will continue to be aggressive. In fact, the former Prime Minister of Israel, Naftali Bennett, has said that Turkey will be the new Iran, meaning that after this war against Iran is over, then Turkey will be the threat. And so we can expect that Israel will continue to be aggressive and eventually conquer most of the Middle East once this war in Iran concludes. And then Israel will establish something called the Pax Judaica. The Pax Judaica is really the empire, a trading empire, a financial empire, a technological empire based in Jerusalem. And they see it as fulfillment of biblical prophecy. They want to rebuild Solomon's temple. That means that they will at some point destroy the Al-Aqsa Mosque. In fact, there are rumors that the Israelis have shut down the Al-Aqsa Mosque. And right now, they are, and again, these are just rumors, not confirmed, but people suspect that the Israelis are implanting explosives for controlled demolition so that they can blame a Iranian missile on the destruction of the Al-Aqsa Mosque, which, as we know, is the third holiest site in all of Islam. In fact, on YouTube, there's a rabbi who talks about this plan. He says that wouldn't it be wonderful if during a war, an Iranian missile hit the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and the Arabs and the Persians would go fight each other, and those animals would kill each other. Those are his literal words. So we can also expect at some point that the Al-Aqsa Mosque will be destroyed. So that's how I see this war in the Middle East progressing in the next 4 or 5 years.
Well, there is an eschatological flurry, a blizzard, a hail coming like missiles everywhere. America seems to be in the grip of a kind of Old Testament frenzy. And even American officials are talking in these apocalyptic terms, hurrying on Armageddon, explicitly stating that killing Iranians will hurry up the return of Jesus to the world. Scientific men like you and I probably don't have to spend too much time on this eschatology, but let's talk about what it would mean in practice. Netanyahu spoke this very day about a major surprise that he has coming for the Iranians, which he said will completely destabilize the country. Now, I mean, it's thinly veiled. I mean, there's not exactly a burqa on the meaning of that. It means either ground invasion or a resort to nuclear weapons. Let's start with the second hypothesis first. What would it mean if Israel launched a nuclear weapon at Iran?
Right. So the strategy is to use a tactical nuclear weapon against Iran's underground missile cities, missile bases. Right now, American airstrikes, Israeli airstrikes, cannot penetrate underground and destroy the capacity of the Iranian supply of ballistic missiles and drones at the GCC and at Israel. And what experts say is that a tactical nuclear strike will not destroy these cities, will not destroy these bases, but they will seal off the entrances and make them inhabitable, make them useless, basically. So a tactical nuclear strike is definitely part of the military strategies of the Israelis and the Americans. I personally do not believe this is likely. And there are certain reasons why I am not that convinced that they will in fact use a tactical nuclear bomb. The first reason is this military doctrine, where militaries tend to be bureaucracies. They have a very strict chain of command. And in order for the military bureaucracy to function, you need a strict military doctrine, an understanding of how to fight a war. Now, Israel has something called a exception option. The idea is that if the very existence of Israel is threatened at any point, then Israel will launch all its nuclear arsenal, and it could be, and people argue about how many nukes it has, 90 to 300, okay? But Israel would launch these nuclear weapons and nuke all the world cities, okay? And this is called exception option, where Israel is not retaliating, but Israel is just destroying the world. So in other words, Israel has a strategic nuclear arsenal and not a tactical nuclear arsenal. And it's actually not that easy to transfer from a strategic nuclear arsenal into a tactical nuclear arsenal. So that's one major limitation to this idea. The second thing is that we assume that the Israelis and Americans are going to go into Iran and they want to win this war, whatever winning means for them. They have not actually defined what meaning means. But, you know, if we look at eschatology, if we think that, in fact, that Israel and America are conducting this war in order to bring about the return of Jesus, which is what many American soldiers believe, then the eschatology requires America to lose this war. Because if America were to lose this war, then Israel would emerge as a dominant nation in the Middle East. So Israel doesn't need to beat Iran. Israel just needs America and Iran to destroy each other. And so for that to happen,
say that again.
You would want a means. But, you know, if we look at eschatology, if we think that, in fact, that Israel and America are conducting this war in order to bring about the return of Jesus, which is what many American soldiers believe, then the eschatology requires America to lose this war. Because if America were to lose this war, then Israel would emerge as a dominant nation in the Middle East. So Israel doesn't need to beat Iran. Israel just needs America and Iran to destroy each other. And so for that to happen, you would want a ground invasion.
Israel needs for America, here we go, and Iran to destroy each other. I told y'all before a long time ago, early on, that they were trying to rewrite the Bible. That they were trying to, like they are hustling, outsmarting God. Like they have replaced and altered and manipulated all of this. So at the end, the new world that God has promised us will be the new Israel. Let me say it again. The promised land. The new world. It said, I go to prepare a new place. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So their plan is for Iran and the US to destroy each other. Bibi Netanyahu said in 1996, if memory serves me correctly with the year, that his plan is to leave the US as a third world country. Swap out the third world country and make that US. Okay? And he has Trump in place to help him do that. And see, when it's all said and done, these people that he done, like the Epsteins and probably Ghislaine Maxwell and Lord in heaven, who knows whoever else, they plan is once they push a bomb over here and destroy the U.S., the United States, they asses is going to be in the air heading over to this new world. This new world where everything is going to be a Bitcoin. Yeah, they're going to set it up until we're going to have to either kill off or die off. We ain't going to be able to afford nothing. We ain't going to be able to get no job. You're going to have to take a seal. You're going to have to take that shot. You're going to have to take, and then once you buy into this Bitcoin, they're going to regulate what you can buy, what you can't. If you in trouble, if you're not, if they like you or not. And it's going to be your money, but they're going to regulate it. And they're going to deny you your money. I hope y'all know that is what that Bitcoin and that cryptocurrency that Epstein created. That's in the Epstein files too. He created it, just like they came up with 9/11. We got to stay woke. We got to say. So when he said the plan is for the U.S. and Iran to destroy each other, then Israel is going to go to other countries. Turkey will be the next Iran. Okay, we got to stay woke.
So Israel wants to position America so that it is forced into a ground invasion. So I think a much more reasonable option would be to send in limited ground troops.
Yes, it is.
Perhaps the 82nd Airborne Division.
More sickening, I can't even say it, sickening, is that people don't realize it. And when they realize it, it's going to be too late.
Is on the table. The third problem is Russia. So the Washington Post has reported that Russia is providing targeting intelligence to the Iranians, which is exactly what U.S. and NATO did in Ukraine against Russia. So it's almost a payback for Ukraine. Sergei Lavrov, the foreign minister of Russia, had said that Russia considers Iran an indispensable ally. So I think that backdoors, Russia and Putin have told the Americans and the Israelis to watch it. Like, don't go too far. Don't move too fast up the escalation ladder. And at some point, I predict that Putin will put Iran under the Russian nuclear umbrella, meaning that any nuclear weapon used in Iran will be considered a direct attack against Russia, and Russia will respond accordingly.
Well, you'll have successfully chilled the blood of most of the audience, Professor, and that's, of course, inevitable given the gravity of your message. So let's look at that first hypothesis then. No nuclear attack, but a ground attack. Now, Iran is 93 million people. The American intelligence agencies themselves are reporting that no significant breach exists in Iran. The much vaunted liberal classes, pro-American liberal classes in Iran are really limited to the vestibule, the foyer of the Intercontinental Hotel in Tehran. And in any case, according to the propaganda, thousands of those were killed by the Iranian government's forces only a couple of months ago. So we may surmise that the Iranian people are, to a very significant extent, united in the face of this enormous aggression. So you drop by parachute the 82nd Airborne into a 93 million population with a mountainous and vast territory. What happens next?
Right. So I don't think that they will actually do that either, because as you point out, parachuting any amount of soldiers into the middle of Iran is just pure suicide. They are bound to be either killed or captured in the process, which would be completely humiliating for Trump and Netanyahu. You're absolutely right in that Iran is much more unified than ever before. So in June, there was a 12-day war. And in the first few days, Israel was very successful in decapitating the regime. A lot of generals, a lot of scientists, a lot of high officials of the Iranian government were being targeted and were being killed. But that attack extended a lot of Israeli resources in terrain. They had spent years developing intelligence, human intelligence networks that were uncovered because of this 12-day war. Also, because of the indiscriminate killing during the 12-day war, the Iranians struck back hard against Israelis and really unified the people. The Iranian government was much more resilient and much more resolved than the Israelis predicted. They actually believed that airstrike decapitation would basically destroy the government. So it were a house of cards. You fast forward to January, where there were these mass protests across the country, and we know that this is a part of the classic color revolution playbook, where Mossad agents were embedded among the protesters. Many of these protesters were paid agents and saboteurs developed by the Israeli over a number of years. But the Iranians were able to close out the internet and jam Starlink and discover these cells. So another way of saying this is that the Israelis had spent years in building up networks throughout Iran that they could use for this war. But because of the 12-day war, and because of January protests, these networks have been destroyed, so that the government in Iran is much more unified, much more coherent than ever before. And that presents a problem for ground invasion, because it is American military doctrine to use as many proxies as possible. Now, a few days ago, there was talk of the Americans bring the Kurds into the war from Iraq. There's also talk of bringing the Sunni ISIS insurgents from Iraq into the war. And as of today, we discovered that the Kurds have refused this American offer to join the war. And if America were to launch a ground invasion, it would have to do so by itself. And quite honestly, I would not know how it would actually launch the ground invasion. For a ground invasion to work properly, they need to mass forces. That means bringing at least 500,000 soldiers into the Middle East and preparing them for a full-scale ground invasion through either Pakistan or through Iraq. And right now, the GCC countries are being bombarded by drones and ballistic missiles. And so it'd be very hard for troops to be prepared and to be staged properly. So the ground invasion is part of a plan, but I don't really know the specifics of how they would accomplish such a ground invasion.
And of course, Pakistan, it showing all the signs of being more likely to intervene, if they intervene, on the side of Iran rather than on the side of the United States. Certainly, if you judge by their rhetoric. Now, Professor, we already know, despite the censorship and self-censorship involved, that this is not a one-sided war, that the Iranian ballistic, hypersonic, and even drone response is taking a severe toll on cities like Tel Aviv and Haifa. What do you estimate? How would you calibrate the level of damage on the Israeli side?
If you're taking vitamin D3 or D3K2 right now, you are unwillingly participating in the supplement industry's dirtiest little secret. Listen to this. Almost all vitamin D3 on store shelves comes straight from Chinese factories, and 85% of it is made by extracting the vitamin from skin.
Oh, wow.
Right. So the main lesson that the Israelis learned from the 12-day war is to censor its own people, to make sure that this footage of destruction will not come out
Right.
and be
they don't want
and be made
us to know
public around the world.
That they lose.
So I think that Israel is far more resilient than people believe. Yes, a lot of people are leaving Israel. Yes, the Iranians are doing a lot of damage, but the Israelis are an eschatological people. They really do believe that this is the end times, and they have been extremely fanatical ever since October 7th. So I think that the Israeli people themselves are much more unified, much more determined than people assume. Even though I assume that the damage to Tel Aviv is just vast. The real issue are the GCC countries. The GCC countries are extremely vulnerable, much more vulnerable than people previously imagined. So the GCC countries before thought that, we are neutral, we are Muslim. So if there's a war to break out between Iran and Israel, then we'll be neutral and Iran will leave us alone. The problem is that Iran recognizes that if America attacks us, then we need to be able to defend ourselves. And the American military is ultimately supported by the GCC countries, because it's the GCC countries that pay for the weapon systems, that house American soldiers, and that allow American Air Force to use its airspace to strike Iran. So the Iranians are very smart in that the first two things that they did after the war started was, one, de facto close off the Strait of Hormuz, thus strangling the global economy, and then launching drone strikes against the GCC nations. Now, these drone strikes are actually controversial, and there's a lot of debate about them. So, for example, at first it was reported that the Iranians used a drone to hit a Saudi Aramco oil facility, thus damaging the energy infrastructure of Saudi Arabia. And that's grounds for a declaration of war. But later it was reported that actually this drone came from the west in Lebanon rather than from the east. And the Iranians actually denied this, saying that we want to protect our oil facilities just as much as you want to protect your oil facilities. So why would we give you a reason to come attack our oil facilities, right? We're better off attacking U.S. bases. We're better off attacking the Fifth Fleet in Bahrain. We won't waste our precious ammunition targeting oil fields. And also, Tucker Carlson on his show told us that he was told by the Qataris that they had arrested 2 Mossad agents suspected of infiltrating Qatar in order to commit false flag sabotage operations. And the Qataris have denied this report, but we can suspect that this is true because it really is the Mossad MO. So the GCC nations are the ones that are in real trouble because of this war. Not only because the Iranians want to destroy the American military's capacity to supply ammunition, but also because the Israelis want to drag the GCC nations into this war and create a regional conflagration, especially Saudi Arabia. Because remember, in the Greater Israel Project scheme, eventually Israel needs to take on Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Turkey. So why not just drag Saudi Arabia into this war and have Iran destroy Saudi Arabia in order to lessen the conflict later on?
And yet, Professor, it's raining oil in Tehran today, and I dare say also in Haifa, because for the first time in the war, and it's a war that's lasted a whole week, which is a long time by today's standards, the oil depots of Iran were apparently completely destroyed. And the streets, the very streets of Tehran, are on fire. In retaliation, the major oil depots for Israel in the city of Haifa have been struck and are also on fire. So we're now in for a tit for tat on destroying oil production. In those circumstances, with oil heading for $150 a barrel, maybe even $200 a barrel, ineluctably, if there are more attacks on Iran's oil infrastructure, the Iranians will strike the Arabian side of the Persian Gulf to create not $200 a barrel, but no price per barrel at all. You'd be putting a barrel of oil in the Louvre.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're seeing is the escalation ladder climbing, right? So at first, I think all sides decided to focus on military targets. And now what they're doing is they're switching to soft targets that do economic damage. So the Americans struck a desalination plant in Iran, and so now thousands of Iranians will not have access to fresh water. And the Iranians responded by targeting a desalination plant in Bahrain, okay? So we have to understand that this is now total war, meaning that to destroy each other, they need to destroy each other's economies. And this marks a new world.
A new world
We
order.
can't possibly return to the old world where you could access energy for cheap. In the future, and I'm talking about maybe in a year or two, every nation will have to engage in massive deindustrialization because they can no longer access cheap oil. More and more nations will start to engage in mercantilism, and they need to create their own self-sufficient supply chains. And the nation that is in most dire need right now is actually Japan, because Japan is an extremely wealthy country, but it's completely dependent on global supply chains. It receives
That's where me and Scooter was gonna run to.
from the Strait of Hormuz. And Prime Minister Abiyachi, in a speech, said that in 7 to 8 months, Japan will run out of oil and energy, thus threatening its entire economy. So the ultimate reverberations, the consequences of what's happening will be felt only a few weeks from now. But we should expect a massive global depression to appear on the horizon very soon.
Going into a depression.
Basically, the old world order of global trade is dead, and it will never return in our lifetimes. That's the reality we are facing right now.
Now, as Sherlock Holmes might put it, the shoe that hasn't dropped in your discourse thus far is China. China has strategic relations with Iran. In fact, the Strait of Hormuz.
Y'all please hit the like button, support the platform.
And the Chinese oil tankers are, of course, being allowed through the gate. China is a global superpower, the greatest manufacturing power on the earth. So in deindustrializing West, China's industrial power would see it through. But that's, of course, an invitation for war to be waged against China. Many people believe that the attack on Iran indeed even the attack on Russia through Ukraine, are mere precursors from the real Armageddon, if I can put it that way, a U.S.-China conflict. How do you feel about that?
I think over the next 2 months, 2 to 3 months.
So have you tried to put a CD or DVD in your laptop
Christians,
anymore? Well,
Christians,
good luck,
we need you to
because
vote,
today
Christians.
they don't come with
This will be
CDs or
your
DVDs.
last time that you will
People
need to
understand.
vote, Christians. Do y'all remember that? T-sippers? Christians, Christians. Now they're trying to say that God has sent Trump. No, that's a part of the wolf in sheep clothing. Oh, this is about two brothers. Here we go with that again. No, it's not. Israel. I heard someone said the best way the other day. The coming of Jesus Christ dispelled all of that foolishness. There was no two brothers, one of them named Israel. No, not even possible. Israel was a person and not a land. It wasn't a place. So we got to stop playing, falling for the banana in the tailpipe. They intentionally named stolen land Israel because they had already altered the Bible. Let's be clear.
China. People's understanding of how the world works will radically shift. At the end of this month, Trump is scheduled for a state visit to Beijing. And this is his first state visit in a second term. And I don't think a sitting American president has visited China in the past 8 years. So this is a very big deal. And in fact, this meeting at the end of the month is just one of 3 planned meetings this year. And the reason why this is happening is that China and America plan a rapprochement. They plan a grand bargain to reset the international order.
New World Order.
Is that there are
so
two
China is a part of
from globalization. They are the United States and they are China. They are symbiotic. They are codependent. So America has its market and China has a manufacturing export economy. And China doesn't have a domestic consumer base. So China is completely reliant on exports. And it imports resources, as primarily energy and food, in order to feed its manufacturing base. So it is in China's best interest to come to an arrangement with America as soon as possible. And even though you could make the argument that Trump's actions in Venezuela, Trump's actions in Iran are to strangle the Chinese economy, I think that we can test this hypothesis in a month or two when Trump and Xi meet and come to a grand bargain. I think people, again, will be surprised and shocked by what will happen. It is entirely possible
messing
that
with
China
the Bible
agrees to buy American oil rather than Iranian oil. It is entirely, right now, it's China imports a lot of energy needs from the Middle East, Qatar especially. And this war in the Middle East, it's not going to go away, and China needs to meet its energy needs. China imports 75% of its oil, and 60% of its energy supply comes from the Middle East. So I would not be surprised if Trump and China would come to an agreement where China becomes America's energy consumer.
Now, let's go back to the original for the last question, Professor, and I'm grateful for your time. Is there an off-ramp anywhere that can stop this catastrophe, that can stop this hurtling towards the end of times in the Middle East? Could Trump declare victory in some bogus way and pack it up?
So we are in a situation because the United States presented Iran with 3 impossible demands. These three impossible demands are zero uranium enrichment, even for civilian purposes, to abandon its proxies in the Middle East, the Houthis, Hezbollah, the Shia militias in Iraq, Hamas, and to end or drastically reduce its ballistic missiles program. Okay, so these are three impossible demands. Because basically what America says is that if you give up the right to defend yourself, we might not attack you. Oh, and by the way, we're not going to lift sanctions. So we're still going to strengthen you economically, but we might be nice to you if you accede to our demands. So these are impossible demands. And it was clear at that point that the Americans were looking for a pretext to attack Iran. Trump's envoys in these negotiations were Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. And these are two ardent Zionists who are close to Netanyahu. And we all know that Netanyahu...
Listen what you good here.
Steve Witkoff, during the negotiations, went on TV and said that, oh, the Iranians are like 1 or 2 weeks away from weapons-grade uranium arrangement, basically saying that the Iranians are negotiating in bad faith, okay? So the Americans did everything possible to make sure that the Iranians could not agree to peace, and they were just looking for a pretext for war. Nonetheless, a few hours before the Israelis actually attacked Iran, the Omani foreign minister, the Omanis were the ones who were mediating the negotiations, went on TV and said that the Iranians had compromised. In a month or two, when Trump and Xi meet and come to a grand bargain, I think people, again, will be surprised and shocked by what will happen. It is entirely possible that China agrees to buy American oil rather than Iranian oil. It is entirely, right now, China imports a lot of energy needs from the Middle East, Qatar especially. And this war in the Middle East, it's not going to go away, and China needs to meet its energy needs. China imports 75% of its oil, and 60% of its energy supply comes from the Middle East.
That's also why
so I would not be
he's trying to steal everybody oil.
And China would come to an agreement where China becomes America's energy consumer.
Now, let's go back to the original for the last question, Professor, and I'm grateful for your time. Is there an off-ramp anywhere that can stop this catastrophe, that can stop this hurtling towards the end of times in the Middle East? Could Trump declare victory in some bogus way and pack
bogus
it up?
way?
So we are in a situation because the United States presented Iran with three impossible demands. These three impossible demands are zero uranium enrichment, even for civilian purposes, to abandon its proxies in the Middle East, the Houthis, Hezbollah, the Shia militias in Iraq, Hamas, and to end or drastically reduce its ballistic missiles program. Okay, so these are three impossible demands. Because basically what America says is that if you give up the right to defend yourself, we might not attack you. Oh, and by the way, we're not going to lift sanctions. So we're still going to strengthen you economically, but we might be nice to you if you accede to our demands. So these are impossible demands. And it was clear at that point that the Americans were looking for a pretext to attack Iran. Trump's envoys in these negotiations were Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. And these are two ardent Zionists who are close to Netanyahu. And we all know that Netanyahu wanted war. Steve Witkoff, during the negotiations, went on TV and said that, oh, the Iranians are like 1 or 2 weeks away from weapons-grade uranium arrangement, basically saying that the Iranians are negotiating in bad faith, okay? So the Americans did everything possible to make sure that the Iranians could not agree to peace, and they were just looking for a pretext for war. Nonetheless, a few hours before
his
the Israelis
mom was
actually
an immigrant
attacked
and
Iran, the Omani foreign minister,
Side.
the Omanis were the ones who
Trump, yep.
were mediating
Absolutely.
the negotiations, went on TV and said that the
One is
Iranians
German and
had
one is
compromised. The Iranians had
Slovenia or
agreed
something,
to
Transylvania.
zero uranium enrichment even for civilian purposes, which before was a red line. And he also said that the Iranians were willing to negotiate with regard to the proxies as well as to the ballistic missiles program. And then what happened a few hours later? Well, the Americans and the Israelis killed the
He's an
supreme
immigrant.
leader. Okay? So another way of saying this is
that's
that
why he has no
whatever
loyalty
reason,
to the
and we can
U.S.
argue about what the reasons are, the Americans and the Israelis are intent on war. And the reason why they have not articulated a strategy and a reason and a purpose is they want to maintain maximum flexibility, which means that they want to destroy Iran's capacity to be a nation state. They want to
steal their stuff.
Iran back to the Stone Age. Mm-hmm. They want to divide Iran into ethnic enclaves that will be divided and ruled by Israel. And that's the ultimate purpose of this war. That's why the Americans are now targeting desalination plants. And that's why they're targeting Iran's energy or infrastructure, right? So from the American perspective, they want to destroy Iran. And the Iranians recognize this. And that's why the Iranians have said that we will fight to the bitter end. So yeah, so maybe there will be some mediation. Maybe the GCC nations, maybe others like China will try to help negotiate a peace. But for whatever reason, the Americans are set on the destruction of Iran.
I don't feel like
because he done lied. And Iran ain't going no more.
Worth the hype. And first up, we're starting with this Mission-style chicken burrito with 42 grams of protein.
Dang. What is concede? What done happened? Concede.
Today was the 10th day of the illegal war that Donald Trump and his war criminal Israeli boss Benjamin Netanyahu started against Iran. And 10 days on, there is a broad unanimity amongst experts that the Americans and Israelis are losing this war. In fact, Donald Trump himself had just told an American media outlet that he will end the war against Iran soon, saying that war is now complete. This is important because the Islamic Republic today announced their new lethal missile strategy.
He don't want none of him, Transylvania.
That would cause its enemies. This would be the broad focus of my video tonight. Also, in my video, the CNN has just confirmed
I could so intentionally mess it up, kind of messed up.
Hospitals and other civilian infrastructure.
Yeah, he want people to think he won the war, Lord.
So please stay tuned. Donald Trump has just told CBS News that he may end the war against Iran soon.
We hope we don't have any of that. And again, if they do that, if they play that game, we're going to hit them at a level that they have not seen before. So we're winning very
everything. Y'all remember?
Decisively.
Remember, two sippers. Everything is opposite. That means they hit Israel with weapons that like they ain't never seen before. So what he's saying we did, you know, I wish we had her. We didn't know. I ain't gonna lie for the U.S. just like I ain't lying for nobody else. They spanked that ass. Thank God it wasn't on our soil. But next time, unless you have studied your opponent, don't hop out in there saying can't nobody touch. Oh, what did I hear there? Hold on. Let me go back. Cause oh boy, earlier for damn show said, hold on. Y'all hit the like button. I'm way past due. I was supposed to be on Candace. Y'all got me in. Oh, what have you said? MBS hidden call. Who is MBS? Who is MBS? Secret call to Beijing. They trying to get secret pacts, y'all. They trying to call their homegirls and homeboys for help. You know, will you have my back if we get our ass spanked? Type shit. That's what they doing. They phoning a friend. They phoning friends, y'all. They are phone and friends. Hold on. Now where? Because it's a short. Where the short? Let me get to the shorts. They phone and friends for help. Say, they line their ass off to get your friends to come, get caught up in your mess because you done started some. Hey Zach, started some bull crap. Listen to this, y'all.
Donald Trump has assembled more than 1/3 of all American armed forces in or heading rapidly towards the Persian Gulf. Where else but on social media, Trump has declared that he will be using not just Diego Garcia, but the Royal Air Force Base at Fairford in England, in the United Kingdom, for an all-out war, placing Britain, of course, in both circumstances in the firing line. The Iranians have missiles that can reach the United States of America. They definitely have missiles.
The who got missiles that can reach the U.S.? Who? Wait a minute, hold up. They have what?
United States of America. They definitely have missiles that can reach Westminster.
They got
States
what?
of America. They definitely have missiles that can reach Westminster. Circumstances in the firing line. The Iranians have missiles that can reach the United States of America. They definitely have missiles that can reach Westminster. An entire
I thought they said that their weapons cannot reach us.
Can reach the United States of America. They definitely have missiles that can reach Westminster. An entire, the Iranians have missiles that can reach the United States of America. They definitely have missiles in the firing line. The Iranians have missiles that can reach the United States of America. They definitely have missiles that can reach Westminster. An entire
so they can't reach us.
Air armada has been assembled, is sailing towards them. The president is daily, even hourly, threatening with them, threatening to obliterate them. And nobody could argue that war, placing Britain, of course, in both circumstances. United Kingdom for an all-out war, placing Britain, of course, in England, in the United Kingdom for an all-out war, placing Britain, of course, in both circumstances in the firing line. The Iranians have missiles that can reach the United States of America. They definitely have missiles that can reach Westminster. An entire naval and air armada has been assembled, is sailing towards them. The president is daily, even hourly, threatening with them. He's threatening to obliterate them. And nobody could argue that Iran
Big
does
L
not have
said,
the legal right.
heck yeah. Because Russia is going to give him the missiles to be able to reach America. Well, they probably already have them because, like he said, they've been watching us for 20 years. So they have been working, orchestrating, practicing. What did he say yesterday? Big L, you missed it. They did a practice war, I guess in June. That was practice for them. They've been watching us for 20 years. 20. They've been waiting for us to pull a move to show that we ain't trustworthy. He said that they done tried twice to do peace and Trump reneged, played the wrong card twice. So they ain't trying to negotiate with him.
Not just Diego Garcia, but the
So
Royal
I guess
Air
that's
Force
why
Base.
they saying Russia and China is going to negotiate. See what Putin pulled his whole card. That's why he pulled his whole card. Putin said, I ain't finna play with you. I ain't gonna help you. I'm gonna go against you. You keep going forward, I'm gonna go against you. Yeah, and I'm gonna send them missiles to Mar-a-Lago and to D.C. I'm gonna hunt you down. He ready to negotiate.
In England, in the United Kingdom, for an all-out war, placing Britain, of course, in both circumstances in the firing line.
And
the
quit
Iranians
with
have
that
missiles
cap.
that can reach the United States of America.
No
they
need to
definitely
shout.
have missiles that can reach Westminster. An entire naval and air armada has been assembled, is sailing towards them. The president
And he gonna
is
say
daily,
they
even
don't
hourly,
have
threatening with them. He's
no
threatening to obliterate
navy.
an entire naval and air armada has been assembled, is sailing towards them. The president is daily, even hourly, threatening with
Didn't
them.
they take
He's
out a
threatening to
navy
obliterate them. And
liner
nobody could argue that
warship?
Iran does not have the legal right to fire first, and those aircraft carriers in the Persian Gulf will quickly turn into float. Armada has been assembled, is sailing towards them. The president is daily, even hourly, threatening with them. He's threatening to obliterate them. And nobody could argue that Iran does not have the legal right to fire first, and those aircraft carriers in the Persian Gulf will quickly turn into floating coffins. So it's China
Floating coffins.
watch another
Now he talking about China.
being destroyed by Donald Trump.
A floating
To
coffin.
fire first, and those aircraft carriers in the Persian Gulf will quickly turn into floating coffins. So is China going to watch another ally of its being destroyed by Donald Trump? Is Russia going to allow the United States Army and Navy and Air Force? Is China going to watch floating coffins? So is China going to watch another ally of its being destroyed by Donald Trump? Is Russia going to allow the United States Army and Navy and Air Force to create a hostile regime right in the heart of the Russian heartland?
Do y'all see what's going on? Trump said he's disappointed with Iran's choice of new leader. I know you are, but he said you're going to back your ass up. Ceasefire rejected again. He said Trump loses it over Iran's ceasefire rejection again. Y'all, I'm going to tell you like I told y'all yesterday, stock up on jasmine rice, black beans, pinto beans, llama, bags of them, big bags of them. Stock up on dry goods. Get you some bags, big bags of baking soda. Aqualine your own water. Bottled water included. Put the tip of a teaspoon of alkaline water in all of your bottled water or water. Please. Please. It's better to be safe than sorry. Yeah, hold on, because I don't want to forget this one. Hold on. Oh, man, I wanted to play that to y'all, but I don't want to play something that's going to be long. Hold on. What Qatar said, Qatar announced it will not allow the U.S. to use its airspace against Iran. Now Qatar is turning on Donald Trump. Can y'all believe that? Didn't they give him a jet? Didn't they give him an aircraft? See, folks is waking up. Everybody is late to the party, but folks are waking up to the heist. Didn't they give him a jet? A plane. The plane. Yeah. Everybody waking up. They can't use their airspace. If one of them saying they can't use the airspace, the other one is saying you can't use my military base. The U.S. can't use the military base. And especially after they all barrels was hit, and also that they Mossad got caught trying to set bombs over in Israel, and was gonna blame Israel and Qatar, and was gonna blame Iran, the way they did 9/11. But that ain't what I was trying to get to. Hold on. Please don't tell me he gone. Listen.
So wait, you telling me Jay-Z put a hit out on Rihanna and it's all behind the Epstein files? I don't know exactly what's going on, but this is one of the theories that's floating around social media and gathering steam. This shit getting too serious for me. But listen to this, it's crazy. And you might believe it, you might not. So I'm sure y'all heard some woman named Ivana allegedly fired 10 rounds from an AR into Rhianna, the ASAP Rocky's Beverly Hills home while they were all there. Now at first, people just thought it was just a random incident. But then people start connecting dots. Now listen to this. You know how they are trying to press Jay-Z to be called in for questioning for the Epstein files, right? Now what people are alleging is Rihanna is a key material witness
Absolutely.
into this whole trafficking scheme or plot.
Yeah. Yeah, we need
So
Jesus.
wait, you telling me Jay-Z put a hit out on Rihanna and it's all behind the Epstein files? I don't know exactly what's going on, but this is one of the theories that's floating around social media and gathering steam.
Stay woke.
This shit getting too serious for me. But listen to this, it's crazy.
Gathering big steam.
And you might believe it, you might not. So I'm sure y'all heard some woman named Ivana allegedly fired 10 rounds from an AR.
She definitely got arrested.
Rihanna, the ASAP Rocky's Beverly Hills home while they were all there. Now at first, people just thought it was just a random incident. But then people start connecting dots. Now listen to this. You know how they are trying to press Jay-Z to be called in for questioning for the Epstein, right? Now what people are alleging is Rihanna is a key material witness into this whole trafficking scheme or plot.
Good love, talking about that good love, girl, you got that good love, good.
So let's do this one.
On the woman that shot up Rihanna's house, and we have an update on the woman that shot up Rihanna's house, and if you were thinking it was a targeted attack, it was. This is Ivana Lisette Ortiz. She's the woman that had an AR-15. We have an update on the woman that shot up Rihanna's house, and if you were thinking it was a targeted attack, it was. We have an update on the woman that shot up Rihanna's house, and if you were thinking it was a targeted attack, it was. This is Ivana Lisette Ortiz. She's the woman that had an AR-15 style rifle in her car shooting up Rihanna's gate. We have an update on the woman that shot up Rihanna's house.
Pushed her down.
If you were thinking it was a targeted attack, it was. This is Ivana.
Can y'all believe that?
Ortiz.
And she running.
She's a woman. We have an update on the woman that shot up Rihanna's house. And if you were thinking it was a targeted attack, it was. This is Ivana Lisette Ortiz. She's the woman that had an AR-15 style rifle in her car shooting up Rihanna's gate and her house. She's from Orlando, Florida, holding it down for the crazies. And she has been in
she a career criminal.
Set for over $10 million. She is still in custody. They need to keep her in there.
10 million.
Keep her in there because what is wrong with you?
$10 million
We have an
bail.
update on the woman that shot up Rihanna's house.
Her kids was
If
inside.
you were thinking it was a targeted attack, it was. This is Ivana Lisette Ortiz.
Yeah.
She's the woman that had an AR-15 style rifle in her car shooting up Rihanna's gate and her house. She's from Orlando, Florida, holding it down for the crazies. And she has been in jail before. Ada Lisette for over $10 million. She is still in custody. They need to keep her in there. Keep her in there because what is wrong with you? Obviously, you have fans, you have stalkers, you have all of that aren't all the way there in their heads. She seems like one of them. Just keep her. Keep her. We have an update
Keep her.
on the woman
Hold on.
that shot up Rihanna's house.
Keep her.
And if you were...
Keep her. the word on the street is keep her there. 10 mil. 10 mil is her bond.
Tease. She's a woman.
Career criminal. Now, why are they saying that it is Jay-Z? I don't know if she talking or not. She fell down. Oh, no, she got pushed down, boo-boo. Oh, boy, pushed her down.
Oh, we have an update on the woman
Bam,
that
right
shot
there.
up
You didn't see
Rihanna's
that?
house.
Him
and
right there.
If you
He says, lay your, girl, if you don't sit down,
were
lay
thinking
down.
it was a targeted attack, oh, we have an update
Watch
on
him.
the
Bam.
woman.
This man right here behind her head pushed her all the way down.
Oh, we have an update on the woman that shot up Rihanna's house. And if you were thinking it was a targeted attack, it was. This is Ivana Lisette Ortiz. She's a woman that had an AR-15 style rifle in her car shooting up Rihanna's gate and her house. She's from Orlando, Florida, holding it down for the crazies. And she has been in jail before. Ivana Lisette for over $10 million.
Hold on.
She is still in custody.
I think I sent my. Hold on. Ooh, I'm gonna
keep her.
Yeah, hold on, y'all. Before we go, let me see if I got that over here. I think I sent it to myself. Let me see. Oh, y'all, do y'all want to end on a funny note? Oh, wait a minute. Let me see something. Did I send it to myself? Oh, I sent that one. So it must be over on my other site. Hold on. Oh, and that little girl, Madeline McCann. I think she in the Epstein
I've got a crazy
files.
story for you today. For years, the mystery of the disappearance of Madeleine McCann has
Oh no, this is too
plagued
long.
authorities all
It's
around
too
the
long.
world, from I believe Portugal, where it
Yeah,
happened.
this one is too long. We have to watch that. Hold on. I thought I sent it to myself over here, but I guess I didn't. I sent that. I don't know what you're saying. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. No, I don't want to hear that one. It's good though, but I don't want to hear it. Y'all want to end on something funny? I hollered. Y'all. I want y'all to be able to see it. Okay. Yeah, I'll see y'all later. I'll be back. Hold on, what time is it? Oh, it's 11 o'clock. God dang. Hold on. 11. Yeah, I made it. I don't know. Sid. What's she gonna do with a can of Campbell soup? Child, you better grab more than a can of Campbell soup. Okay, y'all, I don't know. Should I start now with Candace immediately? I got her set up on another live. Y'all go over to that live and let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and listen what Candace has to say, because she's talking about this war in Charlie Kirk and that Charlie Kirk was sacrificed. Let's go on over there.